the schedule, I don't think it was pretty smart. Well, I don't think it was smart on the owner's part to have it during spring training. I think it should have it at the end of the season after World Series. I remember in the past the U.S. has fielded, the Major Leagues has fielded a base all-star team that goes to play Japan in October, November. I think that's the perfect time to have this World Classic, just because the fact that, in case someone gets injured, there's still time to recover. You have Luis Ayala for the Nationals blowing out his elbow, and that's one of the Nationals' premier setup men in the National League, and he ended up blowing his elbow out against I forgot what team, and he's out for the year. I mean, that's a big blow for the Nationals, but I like it. I like the idea. I love that competitive nature when it comes to when you play against another country and when you're representing your country. I think it's a good thing for baseball. I just think they should have it in the off season.
Oh, very well thought out, Bobby. I'd have to agree. It did generate a lot of national pride, excitement, and I think another thing, having it at the end of the season after the World Series, is most guys, I think, would be in a more upbeat, relaxed mindset. And having it in the middle of spring training, I know the guys probably had a lot of fun, but as you say, they're always in the back of their mind thinking, well, gosh, here's a full season in front of me. Having it after the season, I think the guys would be more relaxed.
Yeah, they definitely have energy because they had a whole season to rest. As opposed to after the season. But I just thinking if you have it after the season, I just think there's more enthusiasm. Number one, people, the fans after baseball season is over, are like, okay, we got to wait, till February for spring training. Now, like, hey, there's still baseball going on in the winter. Let's do it. Let's go out and see these games. I think this really attracted interest for all around the world from baseball fans. I think it's a good thing for baseball, and I hope they keep it going.
Well, we do too, Bobby. Thanks, Doris, for your great question. And it's ironic, Bobby, because you mentioned having baseball after October with the World Baseball Classic if they decide to switch the format, or the schedule, rather. Our next question has to do with winter ball. Simon of Riverside, Iowa, Bobby, would like to know if Latin players and American players who play winter ball, do they come to spring training way ahead in their skills and conditioning than guys who don't play winter ball?
I think in terms of the skills, they come out ahead. I believe so. I think winter ball is very good for young players to develop. Really, to be honest with you, I played winter ball for 7 years, and it's not a developmental league. I mean, it's cutthroat. That's their big leagues. Those countries, that's their big leagues, and it's all about winning. It's not about development. But I think the players that come here that major league teams would like to still keep developing in the winter, I think it really helps those kids out because they're playing against really good competition. I think it's great. These players that go down and play winter ball, the one thing I believe you do get tired. I've played year-round for quite a few years, and you do get tired physically. So I mean, it's either or. You can take it as a season to refine and refine your skills, or you can take it off and rest and get ready for spring training.
Well, there you have it, Simon. There are two sides of the coin to winter ball, and Bobby spelled them out very clearly. As your question alluded to, guys do come to spring training ahead for further progress in their skills and conditioning, but as Bobby said, may pay a little bit of a price down the road with some fatigue. On this frigid night in southern Wisconsin, it'll be a matter of mind over matter, and the Kernels will be trying to even their series with the Beloit Snappers at a game apiece. We'll take a break, hear a word from South Slope Communications, our fine sponsor, and have a final question for Kernel manager Bobby Magianis when we return. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Communications Triple Play, voice, video, and data with South Slope Cooperative in North Liberty. South Slope's lineup features everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and digital video TV service in most areas. For all your communication needs, think South Slope. Visit them at southslope.com.
Bobby is batting up third in our lineup this evening with our final question to you is Luke of Cedar Rapids. Luke would like to know if our parent club's bench coach the last several years, Joe Madden, he wants to know if you think Joe Madden will have any more success than Lou Piniella did in trying to turn things around in Tampa Bay with the Devil Rays.
Well, Lou's a great manager. I mean, it's kind of tough to start comparing him. You got a rookie coach who's, I think, going to have a real good career in the big leagues as a manager. Joe's one of the best, and obviously Lou has the background and has a history of being a winner. But those are tough shoes to fill, and you're talking about an organization that needs to put some more money in to get some players. It's all about players. If you don't have the talent, you can be the greatest manager and the greatest baseball mind, but if you don't have the tools, you don't have the talent to work with, it's tough to win. But I tell you what, Joe's mind. I mean, I think he's going to go in there. I think he's going to add a lot to that organization. I think he might get involved with some front office moves to ask to put his input on what type of players that they need to put on the field so they can be winners.
Bobby, do you know Joe Madden well enough that if you needed or wanted to pick up the phone and talk to him as a friend or talk baseball, could you do that? Or is that something that you would probably do in the off season?
Well, I mean, I just met Joe last year for the first time in Major League camp, and the little bit that I got to know him, he's just the greatest guy. He treated me as if he knew me for 20 years. That's just the way he is. But I don't think it'll be a problem if I were to call him. He's just that type of person. I wouldn't do it during the season just because of the fact they're so busy. But, I mean, he's just a great guy that really lends his hand to whoever needs help.
Bobby, thanks so much for kicking things off in the graceful and patient way you always do with our fans. We appreciate their input, their questions, and you answering them. And also, we just are so happy for you and your wife, Claudia, and your daughter, Paulina, because you have a new arrival to tell us about.
Yeah, we have a baby boy, Joshua. He was born March 8th. We're just blessed. He's brought a lot of happiness to us in this short time, about 5 weeks now. And, I just can't wait. They're not here with me right now. They're still in Arizona, but they're going to be here next month. And I just can't wait to see them. And I just want to thank all the fans, really, too, and all the people that sent out their congratulations. And, our thankfulness and our heart goes out to you guys. Thank you.
Well, Bobby, thanks. And I know that Joshua and Paulina and your wife, Claudia, will join us later this summer. And when they're in town, please treat them as you have gotten used to doing to a great Italian meal at any of our Zio Giano's Italian spaghetti houses. For the hometown taste of Italy, catering for one person up to 10,001. Zio Giano's. Bobby, here's a certificate for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, John.
Bobby Magianis fielding your questions as he'll do throughout the season on Friday. Email your questions to me at john@kernels.com. Kernels out to even the series at a game apiece. I'll have the starting lineups following another word from South Slope Communications. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Communications Triple Play, voice, video, and data with South Slope Cooperative in North Liberty. South Slope's lineup features everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and digital video TV service in most areas. For all your communication needs, think South Slope. Visit them at southslope.com.
And good evening, everyone. We hope you're nestled inside in your living room, perhaps with a fire aglow and marshmallows out, because it indeed, in early April, has a winter-like feeling to it here in the Midwest. In Beloit, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact, the weather will play a major factor in tonight's outcome. Game 2, featuring the Kernels, the Class A Midwest League affiliate of the American League Western Division champion Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, and the Minnesota Twin Farmhands, the Beloit Snappers. 38 degrees is our game time temperature. A wind howling in at 25 to 30 miles an hour from center field makes it feel like the frozen tundra that John Facenda used to talk about up at Lambeau Field 3 hours north of here. We have a wonderful pitching matchup for you this evening. Nick Adenhart, a highly touted right-hander, 19 years old, drafted in 2004 by the Angels in the 14th round, will make his Kernel debut tonight, and he'll be opposed by Beloit's lefty, 23-year-old Brian Duensing, Brian out of the University of Nebraska. It's overcast, cloudy. We had a little bit of an unexpected delay in last night's ball game. And the fifth inning, the lights went out, and that was a 25-minute delay. The lights are now being turned on here at Coleman Field, and the Kernels are out to avenge a 4-0 loss at the hands of Beloit last night, a night that saw the Snappers club 7 of their 9 hits for extra bases, and their pitching staff whiffed 12 Kernel batters. So game 2, hopefully better things on the horizon for the Kernels, who are out to even their record on the year at 1-1. Let's set the starting lineups for you for this evening's second game of the series. And Jeff Smith, the 31-year-old first-year manager of the Beloit Snappers, a product of the Minnesota Twin organization, will send this lineup against Kernel starter Nick Adenhart. Terrence Patterson, who played well against the Kernels as a Snapper a year ago, he's a small fellow from the state of Florida. Patterson will be in center field leading it off. Batting second, he was the hitting star for the Snappers last night, Drew Thompson at second base. He tripled twice in the Beloit 4-0 win. Paul Kelly will serve as the designated hitter and bat third for Beloit. In the cleanup spot is Eric Liss in left field for the second straight evening. Henry Sanchez belted a home run in the second inning leading off for Beloit. He'll be at first, batting fifth, a Twin first-round draft pick a year ago, Sanchez at first. Dwayne White entered last night's series opener as a defensive replacement late in the game in left field. He's in right field tonight, batting sixth. The shortstop, Steve Tolleson, will bat seventh. Hitting eighth for the Snappers from Australia, one of the most unusual names in baseball, Alan de San Miguel. Alan de San Miguel will catch and bat eighth. And hitting ninth, the son of Twin manager Ron Gardenhire, Toby Gardenhire at third base will bat ninth. He played collegiately at the University of Illinois. On the hill, Brian Duensing, Duensing, out of the University of Nebraska. Not a big guy, 5'11", 195, a third-round pick by Minnesota last year. Pitched very well in 9 starts and 3 relief appearances in his rookie year of pro ball. With Elizabethton in the Appalachian League, this lefty Duensing 4-3, a 2.32 ERA. Allen Motor Company brings us the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup for the 8th year in a row. 100 years plus of excellence at Allen Motor Company. They were founded in 1903, and they encourage you to visit their virtual showroom online at www.allenmotor.com. That's ALLENMOTOR.com. Allen Motor Company's state-of-the-art 13-acre facility at I-380 and Boyson Road, exit 25 in Hiawatha. The Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup for Game 2 of the series and season has at the top of the order for the second straight game, Brad Kuhn in center field. Larry Infante will get his first start as a Kernel. He'll play second base and bat second in the Allen Motor Company order. Hanley Stacia had one of the Kernel 4 hits last night and a stolen base. Stacia will bat third at shortstop. Big Mark Trumbo will bat cleanup and play first base for the Kernels. Hitting fifth at the hot corner, Dallas Morris. Jordan Renz will be in left field for the second straight game and bat sixth. Hitting seventh in the Allen Motor Company order in right field, Warner Madrigal. The designated hitter is Travis Schlichting, a familiar name to you Midwest League fans. Schlichting, the designated hitter, played a full season last year in this league as a Tampa Bay Devil Ray property for the Southwest Michigan Devil Rays. Schlichting was acquired by Los Angeles in the offseason in a deal that sent catcher Josh Paul to Tampa Bay. And batting ninth, catching for the second straight game, Brett Martinez. Martinez bats ninth and catches. Rounding out the Allen Motor Company Kernels starting lineup, making his Kernel debut this evening, highly touted right-hander, 19-year-old Nick Adenhart. Adenhart from Williamsport, Maryland, 14th round pick by Los Angeles in 2004. Nick pitched in 12 games as a starter last year with the Arizona Rookie League Angels. He posted a 2-3 one-loss record and a 3.68 ERA. The lights are on. The umpiring crew has taken in the lineup cards, and we're just about set for baseball as the Snappers line up in front of their third base outpost, and the Kernels now pop out of their first base dugout, ready for the Honor of America in our national anthem. We did have afternoon action in the big leagues this afternoon, and we'll be checking those games. The Cubs opened up at home, and they whipped the Cardinals 5-1, and we'll get to the American League in a moment. Right now, though, let's enjoy the singing and playing of the Star-Spangled Banner. The national anthem, a sparse gathering as you would expect on such a frigid evening. 38 degrees our game time temperature with the wind blowing in. Actually, the wind has subsided slightly. I would say it's blowing in at 18 to 20 miles an hour as the Snappers gather in front of their third base dugout in white uniforms with green caps, green numbers, blue socks, all white home uniforms with the word Snappers in cursive across the front. And before tonight's first pitch, we have some great news from PRC. PRC is proud to support the communities where their employees live and work, and this season, PRC's Community Care will be bringing food home to our community in Cedar Rapids and surrounding areas every time the Kernels belt a home run. PRC's Community Care Home Runs for the Hungry campaign will help reduce hunger in our community by donating $25 to Haycap Food Reservoir for every Kernel home run belted this season. PRC is proud to support this Home Runs for the Hungry initiative, donating $25 to the Haycap Food Reservoir for every home run the Kernels hit this season. That's quite a generous initiative from PRC. State Farm Insurance agents Al Shetler, Dale Thompson, Brad Dunn, and Gary Schubat bring us a look at the afternoon action in the big leagues. And the Cubs opened at home behind Greg Maddox, and they whipped the Cardinals 5-1 this afternoon. Jeff Suppan, the loser for the Redbirds in the American League this afternoon. The Tribe up their record to 3-1 as they trampled the Twins at Jacobs Field 11-6. Former Angel Paul Bird was the winner for the Tribe, and they won it big at home this afternoon in Cleveland, 11-6. Here comes Brad Kuhn to lead it off for the Kernels against lefty Brian Duensing. This will be a lefty against lefty matchup, and Brad's a 23-year-old, and speaking of Cleveland's win this afternoon, that would put a smile on the Kernel leadoff batter's face because Brad Kuhn is from Euclid, Ohio, went to school at Trevecca Nazarene University. I bet you haven't heard of that one. It's a small NAIA school, religiously founded. in Nashville, Tennessee. Brad took the collar last night 0 for 4, and we're set for baseball. Hope you're all snuggled up in a blanket and all toasty and warm inside, and the game's first pitch is headed home to Kuhn. It's a strike called, a fastball from Brian Duensing. We're underway with the Kernels in gray road uniforms. Red batting helmets, red sleeves, red numbers trimmed in white. The lefty deals, and Kuhn sprays it foul off his fists into the third base bleachers. 4 strike 2. Brad Kuhn, a 300 hitter last season for the Orem Owls, Pioneer League champion Orem Owls. No homers, 18 RBIs, played in 61 games. Wears a pair of white batting gloves as the southpaw brings it. Swing and a miss on a breaking pitch. A high slider, and that lefty against lefty matchup went the favor of Brian Duensing. A strikeout on 3 pitches starts tonight's action in Beloit. Larry Infante making his first Kernel start of the year. Larry's from Venezuela. Larry's a switch hitter batting left-handed. Just 20 years old. Actually, he just celebrated his 21st birthday a couple of days ago during our Meet the Players event, our scrimmage against Kirkwood College. Ball 1 zips up and in. Outfield plays Infante straight away, and a strike called, a breaking pitch on the outside corner. Larry Infante had a robust .342 with the Angels Dominican team last year. The 1-1 is poked foul straight behind home plate up above the grandstand roof. Lights on here in Beloit. Temperature continues to drop. It's now 37 degrees. First inning, no score. Larry dribbles one foul toward the Colonel on deck circle. Hanley Stasia's not out on deck. He's bunkered down in the Colonel dugout, so the Colonel equipment manager retrieves the ball. It'll be warmer here tomorrow afternoon. We'll be on the zone, 1600 a.m., bringing you the action at 3:40 with the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. Then we'll wrap up the series Sunday afternoon, 1:40 in the zone. Swing and a tip foul into the catcher's mitt of Alan D. San Miguel. And Larry Infante meets the same fate as Brad Kuhn, the man ahead of him. He strikes out swinging, and there are 2 gone here in the top half of the first inning for Hanley Stasia. Switch hitter batting right for the first time this year. Hanley singled and stole second base in the 4th inning last night in the 4-0 snapper win. And a letter-high fastball tailing in on the outside edge to Hanley Stasia. From Curacao in the Netherlands, but went to high school in Lake Worth, Florida. Duensing paints the inside corner for strike 2 called. Playing even with the bag and 12 feet off the line for Beloit is Toby Gardenhire. Let's see if Duensing can fan the Colonel's side here in the top of the first inning. No, Hanley Stasia says as he loops one foul down the right field line into the bleachers down there. Great to have you with us for the second game of the season. Base is empty and 2 gone here in the Colonel first inning. Stasia, batting right-handed, takes low and away from the Beloit left-hander. The Snappers are all wearing dark navy blue, or rather dark blue long-sleeve shirts under their home white jerseys. Stasia puts the ball in play and rolls it foul. The Colonel skipper, Bobby Magianis, coaching at third. Bobby's wearing a red Colonel heavy quilted line jacket with gray sleeves. And Bobby also has a pair of gloves on. Eric Owens looks like the abominable snowman coaching at first base. He's all bundled up. A late swing and a miss by Hanley Stasia. And indeed, Brian Duensing fans the Colonel's side in the top half of the first inning. Not the start the Colonels were hoping for, but conditions like tonight definitely should favor both hurlers. Colonels down in order, all 3 striking out in the top of the first inning. And after 1/2 inning, In frigid conditions in Beloit, Kernels nothing, Snappers coming up, and you're enjoying Kernel baseball on the Kernel. Well, hold on a second here. You're enjoying Kernel baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Diet Pepsi is taking you to the movies. All kinds of movies, like horror films.
Hey, there's a guy with a hockey mask outside. Let's go see what he wants. Okay.
Sci-fi films.
Gentlemen, we're in luck. Those aliens speak American.
Kung fu movies.
Your English voiceover looks terrible. Take my nunchucks.
Teen flicks.
I am so ugly. Well, you'd be hot if you ditched your glasses and your nerdy side ponytail. Oh my gosh, I am hot.
Foreign films.
Le French fries, the French toast.
Baguette, le boucher.
Les croissants.
Crime films.
Did you find anything?
Only this computer disk labeled totally incriminating evidence.
Well, keep looking.
Introducing the Diet Pepsi box office promotion. Find a code in specially marked Diet Pepsi packages. Collect and enter codes at dietpepsiboxoffice.com to redeem for a movie ticket, even to action movies.
Well, bad guy's dead. I'll just turn my back.
I can't believe you fell for that. Light, crisp, refreshing Diet Pepsi.
Subject to official rules, void where prohibited. 6/30/06. Multiple purchases required. See website for redemption details.
Imagine the convenience of accomplishing your next real estate transaction under one roof. Buying a home, selling a home, or securing the right mortgage loan are simple and worry-free at Todd Financial Services. Todd Financial Services knows that you've worked hard to be able to make the dream of home ownership a reality. Todd Financial Services understands that people do business with people they trust. You can count on Todd Financial Services to put you and your needs first so that your real estate transactions are pleasurable.
Terrence Patterson is the leadoff batter for Beloit, a little guy, 5'7", 160. And he's 21 years old, a twin 35th round pick in 2002. He fakes a bunt and takes the first pitch from Nick Adenhart, the Kernel right-hander, down in the dirt for ball one. Crashing in from third on that first pitch was Dallas Morris. He's at third. Hanley Stacey at short. Larry Infante at second for the Kernels, and over at first is Mark Trumbo. Nick, a right-hander, and the next one is in the dirt for ball two. Terrence Patterson, in 91 games last year with Beloit, hit .254. Belted 4 homers, drove in 38 runs, and he stole 18 bases. The 2-0, will he be swinging? No, it's a fastball low and away for ball three. The outfield this evening for the Kernels has Renz in left, Kuhn in center, and Warner Madrigal in right. They're playing this right-handed hitting leadoff batter straight away, and there's a strike pumped in on the 3-0 pitch. No score, bottom of the first inning at Pullman Field in Beloit, a seating capacity of 3,500. There's ball four in the dirt, and it'll be hustled down near the Kernel on-deck circle by Brett Martinez, who calls time, and Nick Adenhart has walked the Beloit leadoff batter. And that'll bring up trouble, Drew Thompson.
Second baseman, number 4, Drew Thompson.
Drew Thompson was the offensive catalyst for the Snappers last night. He tripled and scored in the first, tripled home a run and scored in the third. Went 2 for 4. Drew is a switch hitter batting left. Straightaway stance. Black lacquer bat. And Adenhart steps off the rubber. Those fans that have braved the elements to be here tonight at Pullman Field are smart. They have parkas, blankets, stocking caps, hoods, gloves, probably electric heated socks. Now a fella comes in with earmuffs. Any way you can keep warm. Strike one called to Drew Thompson. Nick misses with a fastball downstairs. The Kernels with a little bit of a different look tonight, still in their gray road uniforms, but instead of donning the all-navy blue caps, the Kernels are in their red caps. And Thompson shoots it into left. Renz on the run, makes the catch near the line. Back to first goes Terrence Patterson. Drew Thompson hit the ball on the nose, but lines out to Jordan Renz, who had to shuffle in quickly to grab it. 1 on, 1 out here in the Beloit first inning, no score.
Number 5, Paul Kelly.
As Drew Thompson went the other way and lashed one into left, and Jordan Renz came in and caught it. Paul Kelly had a hit last night for Beloit. He drove in 2 of their 4 runs. Right hand. There goes the runner. Now he stops, and a ball pounded foul off the batter's foot, and that really stung Paul Kelly. Paul's out of Flower Mound, Texas, and he was a high draft pick by the Twins last year, 2nd round. With the Twins Gulf Coast League team in Fort Myers, he hit .277 in 40 games, socked a couple of homers, drove in 20. Paul Kelly, the designated hitter. Right-handed batter, 1 on, 1 out, bottom of the first inning, no score. Beloit batting for the first time against Nick Adenhart. Swinging a foul as Adenhart challenged Mr. Paul Kelly, and that pitch was right in Kelly's wheelhouse, but he fouled it straight back. The best-selling concession item tonight will be hot chocolate and coffee. 37 degrees right now. A slider or breaking pitch of some sort is high, and that is ball 1 to Paul Kelly. He steps out and takes a look down at his skipper coaching outside third base without a jacket, Jeff Smith. Jeff, just 31 years old. Terrence Patterson being held at first by Mark Trumbo, and Nick Adenhart slows things down by stepping off the rubber. Kernels nothing, Beloit nothing, bottom of the first inning. Ooh, and Uncle Charlie had the plate umpire flinching. Let me tell you, that was such a good curveball that the plate umpire was picked off by it. I don't think he's seen a pitch like that. That thing rolled off the table, and the umpire did everything but flash his right arm up and call Paul Kelly out on strikes. He gets a reprieve, and it's 2-2. A likely hit-and-run situation. Is Terrence Patterson going? No. And a deep drive to left. Renz is back. It goes over his head and off the wall. Racing to third is Terrence Patterson. He's being waved home. The relay throw home dribbles towards third base, and Beloit leads it 1-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. Paul Kelly looked like he should have been called out on strikes on the previous pitch, and the next one he whacked over the head of Jordan Renz for yet another extra base hit in this series for the rampaging Beloit Snappers. Jordan Renz had that one sail over his head, and it landed at the base of the wall and left, the 8-foot-high plywood wall. And the walk and double produce a Beloit run here in the the bottom of the first inning. So, same old, same old. Same thing happened last night to the Kernels. Now Eric Liss, the left-handed hitting cleanup batter, stands in. Liss was 0 for 4, lifted in the 8th inning. For defensive reasons, ball 1 is high and away. What a contrast. The Kernels strike out on about 12 pitches in the first inning, and Nick Adenhart has really been forced to work here in the bottom of the first inning. But what a difference in ages of the two pitchers. Brian Duensing, 23 years old, seasoned 4 years in college. Nick Adenhart, 19 years old with no college pitching experience. So a vast difference in age and experience between the two starting pitchers this evening. 1-0 Snappers here in the bottom of the first inning. Liss, the left-handed batter, lifts it into right. Madrigal back, way back, and Warner has it in front of the warning track. Tagging and advancing to third is Paul Kelly. Oh, Eric Liss gave that ball a ride. And Warner Madrigal had to drift back to the base of the warning track in deep right field in the right center field gap to make the play on it. 2 gone for Henry Sanchez. The weather's supposed to improve here for tomorrow's 4 o'clock Game 3 and for Sunday's 2 o'clock series finale. The weather is supposed to improve. By that, I mean it's supposed to be warmer, and sunshine is supposed to be greeting us tomorrow. A curveball is mashed on 2 hops slowly to third. Charging and picking up and throwing the batter out is Dallas Morris. That was not an easy play for the Colonel third baseman, but he made it dandily. Henry Sanchez retired on a slow bouncer to shallow third by Dallas Morris. So the Snappers strike for a run on a walk and an extra base hit. One run on one hit, no Colonel errors. Beloit leaves a runner, and after one full inning at Pullman Field, the Colonels trail the Snappers 1-0. This is Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Don't you wonder sometimes how all those companies who claim to be the best can actually be the best? Doesn't just one of them have to be the best? When it comes to motor coach travel, Tri-State Travel is the best. We have the highest safety rating, the largest variety of coaches, a trained driving staff, and 66 years of experience. Don't you want to travel with the best? That would be Tri-State Travel, now at our new location on 7th Street Southwest.
Hi, this is John Rogers, the voice of the Kernels. I'd like to share a few words with you about Colonel team physician, orthopedic surgeon Dr. David Terse. My father was a surgeon, and like most sons, I looked up to him as the greatest dad and the best doctor on earth. When I was diagnosed with a torn meniscus in my right knee recently, I wondered if my doctor here in Cedar Rapids would measure up to my dad's standards. My doctor was Dr. David Terse. Dr. Terse's thorough and expert explanation of my x-ray, his calm and reassuring description of the procedure he would be performing, and his kind and confident bedside manner impressed me beyond my expectations. Dr. Terse has those exceptional qualities we all hope to find in our doctor: an established reputation of excellence, the ability to communicate with us so that we understand and trust his words, and that gut feeling that he truly cares about us. Dr. Terse is a world-class surgeon and a first-class person. I've experienced firsthand why the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, the Colonel's parent ball club, has entrusted Dr. Terse to care for our players. Mark Trumbo, Colonel cleanup batter. First up in the second inning, 1-0 Snappers. Trumbo, 0-for-3 last night. Right-handed batter. Ball one low, a fastball from Brian Duensing. We're underway in the second inning. 37 degrees. At Pullman Field, they're celebrating their 25th year of professional baseball here in southern Wisconsin. As Trumbo squirts one to second base, down to get it is Drew Thompson, and he flips on to first for the first out of the second inning. Mark Trumbo is rolled out to second, going the other way. First Colonel to put the ball in play, and one out here in the Colonel's second inning for Dallas Morris.
Now batting third baseman.
Dallas is out of Louisiana Lafayette. 24th round pick by the Angels last season. Right-handed hitter. Played in 70 games with the Orem Owls a year ago and hit .302. 9 home runs, 52 driven in for the 23-year-old third baseman, who looks at a strike on the outside corner. Dallas with a slightly open stance, wearing a pair of white batting gloves, and the lefty misses down and in. It's 1-1 to Dallas Morris. It's 1-0 Beloit. Here in the top of the second inning, Colonels trying to even the series at a game apiece. Ball 2 sails high and away to the number 5 hitter in the Allen Motor Company order. Hot dogs are just $1 for our home opener this Monday. Gates open at 11. A noon start as we host the Chicago Cub minor leaguers, the Peoria Chiefs. Dallas Morris slices one in the air foul down the right field line. It's chased by Henry Sanchez, but it drifts beyond his reach onto a wood deck picnic patio, which is unoccupied this evening. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the Colonel third baseman. The wind still blowing in, but not with the ferocity it was about 2 hours ago. A fastball just missed inside. That was a borderline pitch that runs the count full to Morris. Outfield plays him to hit the other way. Lefty Brian Duensing with the payoff delivery. Ground ball up the middle. The shortstop has it, boots it, and no play. That'll be an interesting ruling, whether it'll be a hit or an error. Morris hit the ball hard up the middle, and Steve Tolleson had to go a long way to his left, got a glove on it, then picked it up and probably would have had his man but dropped it again. And Dallas Morris has reached on an error committed by Steve Tolleson. I'd have to agree with that official score call. It was not an easy play, but one that Tolleson could have made. Now let's see if the Kernels can score for the first time in this series. They have the tying run at first with one out in the second inning, and a fastball is upstairs to Jordan Renz. Jordan from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, takes a strike at the letters on the inside edge. Renz played in just over 100 games for the Kernels last season, had a real strong last 3 weeks of the year, wound up hitting .198 with 9 home runs and 55 RBIs. So he was pretty darn productive for a guy hitting just under 200 to drive in 55 runs. That's hitting in the clutch. A throw to first, and Dallas Morris is back standing up. 1 on, 1 out for the Kernels here in the top of the second. 1-0 Beloit. Jordan swings at a changeup and misses strike 2. Jordan's in his 5th year of professional baseball. He broke in 2002 with the Mesa Angels. Had his best year 2 seasons ago with Provo. He hit .279. Ball 2, tails low and away to Jordan Renz. Collins Community Credit Union will present the first 1,000 of you Kernel fans to come out and see us. Meet me at the stadium on Monday morning at 11 o'clock with a stadium replica. What a keepsake treasure that is. You'll be very, very impressed. And you'll be set to follow the Kernels the entire season because you'll receive a very attractive magnet schedule shaped like a baseball, shaped like home plate from Mercy Medical Center. I'm trying to say that the magnet schedules are in the configuration of home plate. Jordan pokes it foul down the right side, and count remains even 2-2 to Jordan Renz. And to cap all of that off, the Dollar Hot Dogs, the Collins Community Credit Union Stadium replicas, the Mercy Medical Center magnet schedules, Fergie Jenkins will be signing autographs on Monday. Swing and a miss on a breaking pitch down and in. That's the 4th strikeout for the Beloit lefty.
Hey, how about that, Semper fans?
He tied Jordan Renz up in a knot, handcuffed him, and two out here in the Kernel's second inning, 1-0 Beloit. Fergie will be charging for his autograph, but the money won't go into his pocket. It will go directly to the Ferguson Jenkins Foundation. So you will pay to get Ferguson Jenkins' autograph Monday morning and Monday afternoon. He'll also be on hand for the single games Tuesday and Wednesday nights. Here's a ground ball deep short, backhanded by Tolleson. He throws to second, and he pulls Drew Thompson off the bag, and sliding in safely is Dallas Morris. That should be an infield single for Warner Madrigal. And Warner has 3 hits in this series now. He pulled the ball sharply to deep short. Steve Tolleson made a fine play to even get to it. And had his throw been on target, the Snappers would have gotten Dallas Morris to end the inning. But the throw was to the center field side of second base. It pulled Drew Thompson off the bag. And sliding in safely was Dallas Morris. A chance for the Kernels' Travis Schlichting to drive in the game-tying run. First pitch swinging, he lofts it foul down the right field line. That one well beyond the reach of Dwayne White in right field. Strike 1 to Travis Schlichting. Well, here the Kernels have a scoring chance. 2 on, 2 out for a first-year player in the Los Angeles Angel organization. He came to our organization from the Devil Rays, Travis Schlichting. Ball 1 is high. Schlichting is lean and sleek, 6'4", 190. High draft pick by Tampa Bay. 4th rounder in 2003, Travis Schlichting. Open stance. And he swings a rust-colored brown bat. Brian Duensing tempts him with a pitch, and it's high for ball 2. Kernels have a 2-out scoring chance here in the second inning, trying to pull even with Beloit. 1-0 Snappers here in the top of the second. Morris at second, Madrigal at first. The lefty paints the inside corner with a fastball. Strike 2, and the deuces are wild now. In the Kernels' second inning, 2 balls, 2 strikes to the DH and number 8 hitter, Travis Schlichting. 2 on and 2 out. Brian Duensing peering in to get his sign from Alan D. San Miguel, the catcher. The 5'11" lefty takes too much time, and Travis Schlichting calls time. We're not sharing the names of the umpires with you because of the labor dispute between minor league baseball and the umpires. These are independent umpires. Travis Schlichting on the 2-2 pitch. Lofts it foul into the first base stands. This is a quaint bandbox-like ballpark. Pullman Field. It holds 3,500. Last year, the Snappers drew an average of 1,354. 2 on, 2 out for the Kernels. Travis Schlichting sends another one foul off to the right. He's having a very good at-bat against Brian Duensing. I bet it's a whole lot warmer down in Round Rock, Texas, where Travis Schlichting's family's listening in on the internet, than it is here in Beloit, Wisconsin. 37 degrees. Lights on, overcast sky. Actually, the sky is starting to clear a bit. Travis smashes one high and foul. Way out of here, foul down the left field line. That pitch was down and in, and Travis Schlichting jumped on it. And he has had a super at-bat here in the top of the second inning. Brian Duensing continues to try to get him with an assortment of pitches. You can tell this 23-year-old from the University of Nebraska has been around the block. He's experienced. Ground ball to short. That should end the inning. Tolleson up with it and underhands to Drew Thompson to force Warner Madrigal. Travis Schlichting with a good at-bat, but he bows to the lefty by grounding out into a forced play at second, 6-4. In the second, no runs for the Kernels. 1 hit. There was a snapper error. The Kernels leave a pair, and after an inning and a half, Beloit on top, 1-0. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
There's a lot you can do to satisfy your taste for Italian. You can marry one. You can drive one. Or you can go to Zio Giano's and feast on Zio's homemade bread, pizzas, and pasta, authentically prepared in Zio Giano's famous Italian style. Zio Giano's for the hometown taste of Italy.
Oh, come to Zio Giano's, the pasta makes you Zio. Come to Zio Giano's for Italiano. Come to Zio Giano's, the pasta makes.
What do I get at Cost Cutters? Hey, my hair is my trademark. I gotta be able to count on a good cut and stuff to keep my hair looking thick, even if it's not.
I get a good cut, no long wait, a smile, and a little something left over in my wallet.
I get little trims that keep my hair long and healthy, and stuff to make it loose and curly one day, straight and sassy the next.
With expert stylists trained in the latest trends and techniques and your favorite professional styling and hair care products, you'll always get what you're looking for at Cost Cutters. At Cost Cutters, you can always count on convenient, affordable, professional care and products that help you create just the style you want. At Cost Cutters, you'll always get a little more.
What do I get at Cost Cutters? A slick, clean cut, great highlights, and a little wig from the hottest stylist I've ever seen.
John Rogers reporting from Pullman Field in Beloit, where the skies are brightening a bit. Kernels have been shut out in the first 11 innings of the 2006 season, but came to life with an offensive threat in the top half of the second inning. Travis Schlichting grounding out into a force out, but had a very good at bat. Nick Adenhart off to a strong start here in the second. Pumps a fastball into left-handed hitting Dwayne White. Dwayne is the right fielder. rests the bat on his shoulder and takes high for ball one. 1-1 to Dwayne White. He took over in left field last night in the 8th inning. He's from Cowley County Community College in Kansas by way of Waverly, Missouri. The left-handed batter takes just inside from Nick Adenhart. Brett Martinez behind the plate for the second night in succession for the Kernels. Nick Adenhart from the full windup delivers just high, apparently, for ball 3. Well, the scoreboard says 2-2, so I stand corrected. Bottom of the second, nobody on, nobody out for Beloit. And a pitch sliced foul down towards the snapper bullpen, tucked into the left field corner. There's lots of foul ball ground room here at Pullman Field. It's only 380 to center field, 325 down the lines. The shortest center field in the Midwest League. And Uncle Charlie, and it's down and in, and it's a full count to Dwayne White. White, Steve Tolleson, and Alan D. San Miguel. The numbers 6, 7, and 8 men in the snapper order here in the second inning. A high, lazy fly ball into left center. Brad Kuhn camps underneath it and hauls it down for the first out here in the second inning. Hey, Nick Adenhart, after running the count full, got Dwayne White on a can of corn to center.
Now batting shortstop, number 8, Steve Tolleson.
Dwayne White is celebrating his 22nd birthday, or 23rd birthday, and he flies out to center to start the snapper second inning. Steve Tolleson was the leadoff man last night in the snapper 4-0 triumph. He started Beloit's 2-run third inning with a one-out double, and he takes low for ball one, a fastball from Nick Adenhart. The next one is up and in for ball 2. Nick has a classic windup. That is, he thrusts his hands over his head, rocks back on his left foot, and then brings it high for ball 3. Hey, the wind is all but subsided. I'm not kidding, folks. It was blowing about 35 miles an hour here at 4 o'clock this afternoon. A 4-pitch walk issued to Steve Tolleson. That one was inside and high. 1 on, 1 out. The second walk issued by the Colonel right-hander.
The pitcher, number 11, Alan D. San Miguel.
And the skies are starting to clear over the left field wall. The wall here is made of plywood, and it's 8 feet high. It's adorned with a number of billboard advertisements. The scoreboard's in left center field, and it reads 1-0 Beloit here in the second inning. A throw to first, and Steve Tolleson is back safely. Kernels had 2 base runners in the top of the second inning, but couldn't break through. And the Snappers have their third base runner of the evening aboard at first. He's going. A swing and a miss. Martinez guns to second. Safe. Ooh, and the Kernels are going to argue. Larry Infante put the tag on the head first sliding Steve Tolleson, and he must have missed the tag because Tolleson is ruled safe at second. Well, no argument from Bobby Magianis. Now, wait a minute. The runner is heading back towards first, and I guess time was called. Jeff Smith, the manager of the Snappers, is pleading his case with the plate umpire. They're sending Steve Tolleson back to first base, and I'm not sure why. Meanwhile, Nick Adenhart, to stay loose, is playing catch with his third baseman, Dallas Morris, as just outside the dirt batting circle, Jeff Smith, the skipper of the Snappers, has ended his plea to the plate umpire to rule his runner safe at second. I just don't know why they sent Tolleson back. Perhaps time was called. The pitch was a strike to Alan D. San Miguel from Australia. Now, we're getting an explanation from Jeff Bose, the general manager here with the Snappers. Okay, time was not called. Apparently, the pitch hit the batter's bat, went into the glove of Martinez. Now a pitch is low, apparently. Ball one. A little Texas leaguer, and it drops foul. Thank goodness it drops foul down the right field line. D. San Miguel, boy, that's a tongue twister, isn't it? D. San Miguel cued that one off the end of the bat and looped it foul just beyond the reach of Mark Trumbo and foul by about 8 feet in right. Now we know why Steve Tolleson was sent back to first base. Well, no, it can't be batter's interference because he'd be called out. So we'll figure it out. Now wait, the batter was out. Okay. My goodness, the batter was out. This is Toby Gardenhire at the plate. So credit Brett Martinez with an unassisted putout. Alan D. San Miguel was out on catcher's interference. And thanks to Jeff Vose, he's right on top of things. This is Toby Gardenhire at the plate with 2 out. We wondered why Steve Tolleson was ruled safe but then sent back to second base. Batter's interference, he interfered, did D. San Miguel with Colonel catcher Brett Martinez. A ground ball to second. The Colonel should be out of the inning. Larry Infante looks it into the glove and then calmly pegs to first to retire Toby Gardenhire and the Snappers here in the second inning. No runs for Beloit on, no hits, a walk, batter's interference. There were no Colonel errors, and the Snappers leave one. They've stranded a pair. Kernels coming to bat in the top of the third, down by 1. 1-0 Beloit. You're enjoying Colonel Baseball from Beloit on the Kernel Radio Network.
In today's work world, knowledge is power. Training for modern job skills is opportunity and security. And you have one of the best choices for your future right here in Eastern Iowa. It's Kirkwood. Kirkwood Community College offers over 100 degree programs to give you new job opportunities or a smart start on your college path. Find out more today. Call Kirkwood Admissions, 398-5517. Kirkwood. Start here. Go anywhere.
Hi, I'm Papa John, and when I say better ingredients, better pizza, I'm not talking about a little better. I'm talking about a lot better. Let's talk about our pizza sauce. It's made from fresh, fine-ripened tomatoes, not from concentrate. And when it comes to ingredients, we select from the world's best. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. A lot better.
Call your neighborhood Papa John's today and ask for the Home Run Special, a large, thin, or original crust pizza with up to 3 toppings for $10.99. Just $10.99.
Great teams consist of diverse talent. Rockwell Collins understands this and is committed to developing diversity in our community. We recognize that our leadership in the aviation and communications electronics industry hinges on attracting and retaining a diverse workforce. And we're working with other Iowa companies to create an environment that nurtures diversity. Rockwell Collins. Different thinking makes us great. Great thinking makes us different.
Brett Martinez, number 9 hitter in the Colonel order, takes the first pitch of the third inning for a strike on the outside corner. You're enjoying Colonel Baseball here from Beloit on 1450 KMRY Cedar Rapids, part of the great Colonel Radio Network. Martinez falls behind 0-2 as he lofts one foul off to the right. Brett played in one game with the Kernels 2 years ago, and he played in 3 games for the Kernels last year. Was a regular with the Orem Owls and hit .273. Wasting one high and outside for ball 1 is the lefty Brian Duensing. Snappers scored a run on a walk and double in the first inning, and they lead it here in the third, 1-0. Martinez, a right-handed batter, facing the southpaw for the first time. There's ball 2 high. Third annual Corridor Classic featuring the Iowa Hawkeyes versus the UNI Panthers Wednesday, April 26th at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Ball 3 is upstairs. Brett Martinez has climbed out of an 0-2 hole, and he's run the count full. You can probably hear the wails of a poor little girl downstairs as she's just cold and crying. A ground ball off the pitcher's glove, and it ricochets to Drew Thompson at second, and he throws in time to get Brett Martinez. Brett spanked it up the middle, and Brian Duensing helped himself. He deflected it to the second baseman, and it went 1-4-3. 1-4-3. Yeah, this 37-degree weather would make any little boy or girl cry. It is cold, but the skies have brightened, the wind has calmed substantially, and the sun is shining for the first time in this series. Brett Kuhn lays off one high. He's the Colonel leadoff batter looking to reach base for the first time in this series. With one out and nobody on in the third, the next one is upstairs, ball 2. We'll break out of this scoreless drought here any time now. 1-0 Snappers. Toby Gardenhire's playing shallow at third and about 8 feet off the line. Kuhn takes a home run cut and misses for strike 1. Brad turned it loose on that 2-0 pitch. He's still ahead 2-1. And he rifles one foul straight back into the chain link fence behind home plate. That Corridor Classic, Wednesday, April 26th. And to order your tickets, call the Colonel box office, 896-7560. Look out, a pitch up and in, and it runs the count full to Brad Kuhn. So the first two Colonel batters have run 3-2 counts here in the third inning. Let's see if Brad Kuhn can reach. Ooh, he swung at a fastball high and struck out. Well, Brad got his money's worth. He swung hard. The lefty challenged him with a high, hard one and blew it past Brad for strike 3 swinging. That's the 5th strikeout already for Brian Duensing.
Number 5, Larry Infante.
Larry Infante struck out in the first inning. He'll try to get the Kernels going with the bases empty and 2 out here in the top of the third inning. It's almost like a different day right now than it was all day. All day long, the sky was gray and dark and overcast. We even had a little freezing rain here about 6 o'clock. But now the sky is clear. The sun is trying to break through. Well, it has broken through. The lights are still on. As Larry Infante looks at one high, ball 2. Now ball 3 is high. Well, credit the Colonel batters here in the third inning. They've been selective, and they've made Brian Duensing work. Will Larry swing on 3-0? No! Ball 4 inside and high, and Larry Infante has drawn a 2-out pass here in the third inning. He's the tying run at first. With 2 out, Hanley Stacia steps in. Hanley struck out in the first inning.
Now batting shortstop, number 4, Hanley Stacia.
All the proceeds from the UNI Iowa Corridor Classic game on the 26th at Veterans Memorial Stadium will go to benefit the American Diabetes Association. There'll be a Kiss a Pig ceremony prior to the game, and if you buy a raffle ticket, you could win a travel voucher for just under $5,000. Strike 1 called to Stacia. Hanley waits. A soft toss to first has Larry Infante back standing up. 1-0 Beloit. We're in the top of the third inning. And it's just great to have you with us. We love bringing you the action. A high fly ball into right. Chases Dwayne White back. He reaches up and snares it. Stacia flies to right. Backpedaling was Dwayne White to gather it in and end the Colonel third. No runs, a walk. No hits for the Kernels. There were no snapper errors. The Kernels leave one aboard and have stranded 3. In the early going, Kernels have been held scoreless for the first 12 innings in this series, but are hanging right in there. After 2.5 in Beloit, trailing the Snappers 1-0, and you're tuned to Colonel Baseball here on the Colonel Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Phil Andrews, your local Pekin Insurance agent at Andrews Insurance here in Cedar Rapids. Even though we all do our best to stay healthy, we can never anticipate when an illness or accident might strike. Couple that reality with rising medical costs, and the importance of a top-notch medical plan becomes clear. Pekin Insurance offers a wide choice of deductibles and a non-tobacco user discount. To explore the major medical insurance plan that best fits you, visit me, Phil Andrews, at Andrews Insurance.
Hi, this is Dave Town with Five Seasons Transportation and Parking. Do you ever wonder if it's safe to send your child on the bus? It is, and here's a few reasons why. All the buses in Cedar Rapids are equipped with security cameras, so the drivers always know what's happening behind them. The buses also have global positioning systems, or GPS, which means they can be tracked at any time by satellite. Does that surprise you? It shouldn't. Five Seasons Transportation takes safety very seriously, and we've taken many steps to make sure your child will have a safe, easy ride every time they take the bus. Even when your child isn't on the bus, Five Seasons Transportation is helping keep them safe by using pollution-free biodiesel and alcohol fuels, Iowa products that help keep the air clean. And if your child is ever in trouble, they can always flag down a bus for help. I'm Dave Town, and I like to think of the bus as a traveling safety cocoon, motoring along Cedar Rapids streets. And keep in mind, if the bus is that safe and easy for your child, maybe you should think about riding the bus to work. Affordable, convenient, and safe. That's the bus. Ride it.
Here we go to the bottom of the third inning in Beloit. Top of the order, Terrence Patterson walked and scored the game's only run, and he shoots the first pitch high and into right center, where Brad Kuhn drifts to his left to make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. Nick Adenhart is relinquished a walk in each of the first 2 innings. He gets Terrence Patterson to fly to right center for the first out here in the Snapper third inning. Drew Thompson lined to left his first time up, had a pair of triples in last night's Beloit 4-0 season opening win. Boy, his dad was a hard-nosed player for the Giants, Robbie Thompson. Robbie's the Cleveland Indian bench coach now, and I'm sure he keeps up with every game that his son Drew plays in. Drew takes low and inside for ball 1. 1-1 to Drew Thompson. Nick fires and a little squibber to shallow third. Boy, Dallas Morris had the batter played perfectly. Dallas grabs it and fires to first to get Drew Thompson. Nick Adenhart trying to retire the side in order for the first time tonight, with Beloit on top in the bottom of the third, 1-0.
Now batting the designated hitter.
Paul Kelly will bat. Paul Kelly.
Number 5, Paul Kelly.
Drilled a double over Jordan Renz's head and left back in the first inning to give the Snappers a lead, and he hits one high and deep to left now, but Jordan Renz, one step back, has it for the out. Down in order go the Snappers in the bottom of the third inning, and they went down on 4 pitches. A 4-pitch inning for Nick Adenhart. And as we go to the top of the fourth inning, here in Beloit, it's still the Snappers leading 1-0. You're tuned to Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
If your spring cleaning plans include throwing out household furniture items, be sure to follow the instructions on the orange bulky item collection flyer you received in the mail. Up to 4 items, such as couches, mattresses, and box springs, dressers, wooden desks, and bookshelves, would be picked up by city crews. However, appliances, TVs, computer components, and scrap metal will not be collected. Your orange flyer will tell you where to dispose of such prohibited items. Thanks for using your orange flyer as your spring cleanup resource.
John Rogers back with you here in Beloit with that soothing music, which signals a message from Peck's Flower and Garden Shop. A very special opportunity for you tomorrow at Peck's to learn about lawn questions. Scott's Lawn product representative will answer all your questions at PEX tomorrow from 10 to 2. From 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock tomorrow, morning and afternoon, a representative from Scott's Lawn will be there to answer your questions. The Easter Bunny will be at PEX tomorrow as well, from 10 to 4, and he'll be there on Sunday from 10 to 4. Two great reasons to visit PEX tomorrow, the representative from Scott's Lawn and the Easter Bunny. The Easter Bunny will be there from 10 to 4 at PEX tomorrow and Sunday. So visit PEX Flower and Garden Shop. They've been growing with the Cedar Rapids area for 50 years, since 1956. Cleanup batter Mark Trumbo is first up for the Kernels here in the top of the fourth inning. 1-0 Snappers. Mark grounded out to second baseman Drew Thompson to open up the second inning. You don't want your leadoff man leading off innings. That's what Trumbo's done twice, and strike one is called in on the outside corner from Brian Duensing to Mark Trumbo. 1-0 Snappers, fast-moving game as you would expect with the frigid conditions. Swing and a miss by the big Colonel cleanup batter, strike two. I mentioned last night that the trees that are beyond the outfield wall here are still brown. Trumbo nubs one to the base of the mound. Gloving it to Hurler, and he throws high but out. Mark Trumbo on an 0-2 pitch squirted it to the base of the mound, and Brian Duensing had an easy play to retire the cleanup batter. One out here in the Colonel fourth inning.
Now batting third baseman, number 30, Dallas Morris.
The trees have not budded yet here in southern Wisconsin. We're an hour south of Madison, the state capital, and about 70 minutes southwest of Milwaukee, in what's known as the State Line region. You could almost throw a baseball across the line that separates Wisconsin and Illinois. A ground ball foul off the end of the bat by Dallas Morris. Pass first, evens the count 1-1. Dallas reached on an error by the shortstop, Steven Tolleson, his first time up. Rockford, Illinois is about a 25-minute drive south of here. They used to be in this Midwest League as the Rockford Expos, the Rockford Royals, the Rockford Cubbies. Now they're in a Frontier League. The Frontier League is an independent league, and it features players who are either drafted and released by affiliated organizations, major league organizations, or fellas that were overlooked, or perhaps guys that retired from the big leagues. There are some big leaguers on those Frontier League rosters, not many of them, but they'll surface every now and then. Dallas Morris lifts one foul behind the plate, and it's 2-2. Bases empty, one out here in the Colonel fourth, 1-0 Beloit. A curve, and it's popped to shortstop. Charging is Steve Tolleson, and he skids on the grass between the mound and second and makes a nifty feet-first sliding catch. Dallas Morris made a bid for an infield Texas League single, but it was thwarted on a sliding catch between the mound and second by Steve Tolleson, the shortstop. Two out here in the Colonel fourth inning. We just can't get much going here in the first two games of this series offensively, but you know what that means. We'll break out for a 10-run inning one of these frames. A right-hander is starting to twirl in the Snapper bullpen, and that's David Shinsky. Big curveball drops in for strike two to Jordan Renz. Brian Duensing trying to retire the Kernels in order for the first time since the first inning and protect the Snapper 1-0 lead. Jordan lays off one way high and outside. David Shinsky is warming up for Beloit in their left field bullpen, a right-hander. The 1-2 to Renz. Swing and a miss on a changeup. And that is 6 strikeouts for the Beloit lefty. Kernels go quickly and in order in the top of the fourth inning. We head to the home half of the fourth. From Pullman Field, Snappers lead the Kernels by a run, 1-0. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Reading stimulates a child's imagination, increases their mastery of subject matter, improves their spelling and vocabulary, and opens up new worlds of discovery. That's why Toyota Financial Services, the Gazette, and the Kernels are teaming up to encourage elementary students throughout the community to read. Kernels players will visit 38 elementary schools this spring to talk with students about the benefits of reading. Girls and boys will then be rewarded with nifty prizes for achieving reading milestones. Toyota Financial Services, the Gazette, and the Kernels, proud to stand behind our community's youth through reading.
Next up, a musical taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a new spin on an old vibe. From me to you, a tasty sip of Dr. Pepper for your ears, and it starts like this.
I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper?
Now that's cool, but pepper is a little better. So let's slide in a taste of this. Right on. But there's still more to it. I mean, there's nothing like it, because every sip is a kick and mashup of 23 different flavors. So for the true taste of Dr. Pepper, we dial it up even more. You know it. With 23 flavors mixed into one bold taste, every sip is a cool mix of music to your mouth. Dr. Pepper, there's more to it.
Left-handed hitting cleanup batter Eric Liss is first up against Nick Adenhart, who has mowed down 5 straight. Big Bender is in for strike one called. State Farm Insurance agents Brad Dunn, Dale Thompson, Al Shetler, and Gary Schubat bring us our second look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Good-looking curveball ruled outside, 1-1 to Eric Liss. We'll give you 2 finals from this afternoon. One in the American League, where the Indians scalped the Twins 11-6. Liss cuts on the 1-1 and fouls it off to the left, strike 2. Cleveland 11, the Twins 6 at Jacobs Field this afternoon. And at Wrigley Field, the Cubs stomp the Redbirds 5-1. Those are the 2 finals from this afternoon on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Eric Liss stays alive as he fouls one over the snapper third base dugout. In the National League tonight, the Phillies have hit the skids out of the gate. They're at home trailing the Dodgers 5-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Swing and a miss. Nick Adenhart gets Eric Liss on a roundhouse curveball, and that's the first strikeout for Adenhart. And
now batting first baseman,
6 in a row set down by the 19-year-old Colonel right-hander. The Mets are batting in the bottom of the 4th at Shea, and on the State Farm Major League scoreboard, they lead the Marlins 2-1. Early on, the Diamondbacks at Miller Park ahead of the Brewers 1-0. Strike one called to Henry Sanchez. It looks like the Pirates and Reds are being delayed by rain in Cincinnati. Now Adenhart with a pitch in on the hands of the batter, and he fouls it off to the left. It's still 0-2 to Henry Sanchez. 1-0 Beloit. They're batting in their half of the 4th inning. Swing and a miss on a high hummer. Henry Sanchez falls prey to that fastball on an 0-2 count. He fans, and that is now 7 in a row retired by the Colonel right-hander.
Now batting right field,
Nick Adenhart is on a roll. Ball 1 misses low. To Dwayne White. Dwayne's a left-handed batter. And the next one high for ball 2. Tonight at Rogers Center in Toronto, the Blue Jays are leading 6-3. And my screen just updated, so I'll have to look at that again. The 2-0. A bouncer over the hill, up the middle. Larry Infante backhands behind second and guns the batter out. Dwayne White has an infield single bid taken away from him on a fine play. Behind the mound in front of second, Larry Infante crossed the bag, whipped his throw after backhanding the grounder, and gets Dwayne White, and that's 8 straight. 8 in a row retired by 19-year-old Colonel right-hander Nick Adenhart. 8 straight by the Colonel right-hander mowed down. 1-2-3, nothing across for Beloit in their half of the fourth. We go to the top of the fifth inning, and it's 1-0 Snappers. You're enjoying Colonel baseball from southern Wisconsin on the Colonel Radio Network.
Industry first. A car and truck from the same manufacturer to win the coveted Motor Trend Car of the Year and Motor Trend Truck of the Year in the same year. And the award goes to Honda. Yes, the 2006 Honda Civic wins the Motor Trend Car of the Year, and the 2006 Honda Ridgeline wins for Motor Trend Truck of the Year. And you can find them both at Randy Keel Honda on Center Point Road Northeast. Randy Keel Honda is the home of confidence. Check out their huge selection of new inventory, including the Honda Civic Hybrid, with fuel savings of up to 50 miles per gallon on the highway. You owe it to yourself to see why Motor Trend voted the Honda Civic and the Honda Ridgeline the Motor Trend Car and Motor Trend Truck of the Year for 2006. Visit Randy Keel Honda in person on Center Point Road Northeast or online at randykeel.com. Randy Keel Honda, where they treat you right.
For the first time in this series, Warner Madrigal is retired. He swung at the first pitch from lefty Brian Duensing and grounds out to second. Drew Thompson with a routine play. And that is now 5 in a row retired by the Beloit lefty. We're in the top of the fifth inning, and here's Travis Schlichting taking a strike called. 1-0 Snappers. They scored on a walk and a double in the first inning. The Kernels have now been held scoreless the first 13 and the third innings of this series. Hard to believe, but we're due. Schlichting tries to disrupt the rhythm of the lefty and squares to bunt, but takes strike 2 called. Log on now for your chance in the bottom of this fifth inning to earn a prize from Bruce Moore. It's our Bruce Moore Bonanza. Log on to www.brucemore.org. Travis Schlichting waits on a curveball and mashes it foul above the Colonel first base dugout. Log on to www.brucemore.org, and you'll be set to answer our Bruce Moore Bonanza. A slow roller to the right side, shuffling to his left is Drew Thompson, the second baseman. Gobbles it up, and the short throw to first gets Travis Schlichting. 6 straight retired by lefty Brian Duensing. 8 in a row retired by Nick Adenhart, the Colonel right-hander.
Now batting the catcher.
2 gone with nobody on here in the Colonel fifth inning. 1-0 Beloit. They won the season opener here last night 4-0. Brett Martinez takes upstairs for a ball. That website again to participate in our Bruce Moore Bonanza, and if you've won, if you were the winner last night, as Morgan Hamer was, please don't email us this evening. That'll give other Colonel fans their chance to win a prize from Bruce Moore. Brett Martinez is late on a fastball, and he sends it soaring foul into the right field corner. 1-1 to Brett Martinez. The only Colonel hit so far by Warner Madrigal. Strike 2 called, a fastball from the 5'11" southpaw. It looks like this will be the last inning of work for Brian Duensing. David Shinsky's been warming up in the left field bullpen for Beloit, and he'll probably take over in the 6th inning. What will the score be? Swing and a miss on a curveball, and that is strikeout number 7 for Brian Duensing. So if he's done, he will have pitched 5 shutout innings. Kernels go in order in the top of the 5th inning. As we head to the bottom of the 5th, and our Bruce Moore Bonanza question, remember, you've logged on to www.brucemore.org for your chance to participate in the next half inning. As we head there, Beloit's 1 run in the 1st inning, standing up through 4.5. They lead it 1-0. You're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to the ballpark every Wednesday this season. You heard right. Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to Veterans Memorial Stadium every Wednesday this season. The first 750 of you Kernel fans to enter the gates before Wednesday's home game will receive an envelope full of money inside from Fairfax State Savings Bank. Each of those 750 envelopes will contain a greenback up to a $100 bill. Fairfax State Savings Bank, free money Wednesdays. Come early to line your pocket with cash.
Meet Jim. When it's nice out, he spends weekends in his yard trying to kill weeds.
Gotcha.
Meet Dave. He spends weekends on the green. That's because Greg's Lawn Service takes care of his lawn. Mowing, fertilizing, pruning, and, weed control. Greg's does the big jobs, too. Landscaping, retaining walls, curb edging, and patios. So when you've had enough of those little devils...
Yes.
Call 393-0101. Greg's Lawn Service, a cut above the rest.
Hi, I'm Tanya Sedlock, your local Pekin insurance agent at Andrews Insurance here in Cedar Rapids. We all know how quickly life can change. You buy a new car or a new home. Your family is blessed with a new baby. Your teenager starts driving the family car. I'm here to help with a complete line of insurance plans to give you protection when you need it the most. Pekin Insurance has been in business of insuring people for 85 years. I'm here to put your interests first. Please visit me, Tanya Sedlock, at the Andrews Agency.
Nick Adenhart has pitched a fine first 4 innings, and he's greeted with a ground ball up the middle. Hanley Stacia with a nifty play, covered a lot of ground, gliding to his left behind second, and he gets his man, number 7 hitter Steven Tolleson, on a ground ball up the middle. It went 6-3, and that's 9 in a row retired by the 19-year-old Colonel right-hander, Nick Adenhart. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Bruce Moore invites you to play along as they do in the bottom of the 5th inning in during all of our road broadcasts, our Bruce Moore Bonanza. Strike 1 to Alan D. San Miguel, the number 8 hitter and catcher. To answer our Bruce Moore Bonanza, log on to www.brucemore.org. Bruce Moore is spelled B-R-U-C-E-M-O-R-E. Strike 2 call to D. San Miguel. 0-2. And we'll give you that Bruce Moore Bonanza question after the next pitch. From the Colonel righty. In the dirt, a slider, ball 1. The ever-changing Bruce Moore landscape will be the subject of what new event to be held on April 28th at 6 p.m. at Bruce Moore? Email me the answer to that question at John, John, at Kernels.com right here in Beloit. That's John, John, at Kernels, Kernels.com. Ground ball wrapped past third. Diving stop by Schlichting. Throws from his knees. O-U-T. Wow, Travis Schlichting is robbed. Alan D. San Miguel of an extra base hit with a tremendous diving stop to his right. Backhanded down the line at third. He threw from his knees. Did Travis Schlichting right on target to get D. San Miguel. Oh, what a play at third by Travis Schlichting to rob the Beloit number 8 hitter of an extra base hit. Here's a swing and a foul between the legs of Brett Martinez. Strike 1. The defensive play of the night turned in at the hot corner by Dallas Morris. Dallas Morris with the great play at third. Not Travis Schlichting, but that is now 10 in a row retired by Nick Adenhart. An 0-1 pitch buzzes underneath the chin of Toby Gardenhire. Our Bruce Moore Bonanza question. The ever-changing Bruce Moore landscape will be the subject of what new event at Bruce Moore to be held on April 28th at 6 in the evening? Strike 2, call to the batter. Email me with your answer to our Bruce Moore Bonanza at john@kernels.com. And we'll congratulate our winner in the next inning or so. Ball 2 is high and tight to Toby Gardenhire, right-handed batter, retired a grounder to second to end the second inning. Now the 2-2 to Toby. In the dirt, ball 3. Our Bruce Moore Bonanza question. The ever-changing Bruce Moore landscape will be the subject of what new event to be held at Bruce Moore on April 28th at 6 o'clock? Email me with your answer. John, John, at Kernels, KERNELS.com. That's our Bruce Moore Bonanza question for you. The payoff pitch from Nick is rocketed foul down the first base line. Count remains full. Score remains 1-0. Beloit. Another payoff pitch. And it's lofted into center. For Brad Kuhn, he drifts to his right and snares it. 11 in a row, retired by Nick Adenhart. With the help of a sparkling defensive play by Dallas Morris at third, Nick retires the side in order in the bottom half of the fifth inning. And the Kernels come to bat in the sixth, looking to score for the first time in 14 innings here in Beloit. Snappers 1, Kernels nothing. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio.
Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physiotherapy Associates of Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today.
Training and the highest quality craftsmanship in the world are two hallmarks of union workers. Prospective construction clients can depend on workers who have learned their craft and mastered their skills through the Cedar Rapids, Iowa City Building Trades and Construction Council World-Class Apprenticeship Program. These experienced tradesmen will work with signed contractors to bring flexibility, efficiency, safety, and the highest skill and quality in the world to all building and construction projects. Eastern Iowa works best when we say union, yes.
Technology pervades every aspect of our daily lives. This remarkable age we live in has a machine or a computer to meet almost all of our needs. But you won't find a technological device that can provide you with the personal attention for something as important as insurance. Neighbor Insurance Services, your professional Pekin insurance agency in Hiawatha, is trained on all insurance matters, including how much coverage is enough coverage. For personal attention to all of your insurance needs, see the insurance professionals at Neighbor Insurance Services in Hiawatha.
With the temperature 36 degrees now in Beloit, a new pitcher to greet the Kernels. Through 5 innings, 1 run, 1 hit for the Snappers, no runs, 1 hit for the Kernels. David Shinsky, a 6'4" right-hander, is on the mound, and with the help of Colonel Director of Media Relations Todd Brummelkamp, we're trying to determine, Todd, if anyone has answered our Bruce Moore Bonanza yet. I need to see how you do that. Because I've got my email up here, and we'll see if we have an answer. Yes? Well, no, we don't. We have an incorrect answer, so we'll give that Bruce Moore Bonanza question again here in the 6th inning. And a base hit over the head of the third baseman, Toby Gardenhire, off the bat of Brad Kuhn, and the Kernels have their second hit of the night, and they have the tying run at first with nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning. David Shinsky taking over for lefty Brian Duensing, and he was greeted abruptly. A line drive by Brad Kuhn over the head of Toby Gardenhire into left. We have an answer to our Bruce Moore Bonanza, but it's incorrect. KJ Pilcher thinks that Bluesmore is the answer. There goes the runner. A pitch outside and a stolen base for Brad Kuhn. Brad Kuhn is stolen second. The ball, the pill, popped out of the mitt of the Beloit catcher, D. San Miguel, and now the Kernels may be playing the bunting game with Larry Infante at the plate. Our Bruce Moore Bonanza question, the ever-changing Bruce Moore landscape will be the subject of what new event to be held at Bruce Moore April 28th at 6 o'clock? Ball 2, a fastball from Shinsky just missed outside, and Infante was bunting. You can get the answer to that Bruce Moore Bonanza by logging on to Bruce Moore's website at www.brucemore.org. And then email me here in Beloit at john@kernels.com. It's that simple. And you'll earn a prize from Bruce Moore. Infante surprisingly was swinging on 2-0, and he dribbles one foul outside first. We're still looking for the correct answer in our Bruce Moore Bonanza, and I'm sure we'll have it shortly. Infante, a switch hitter batting left off David Shinsky. Bunts foul right back here, and that's strike 2. You could probably hear it rattle off of the facade of the grandstand roof. The Kernels have the tying run at second with nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning, trailing by a run, 1-0. Will Infante be bunting? No, a line drive off the third baseman's mitt into shallow left field. Holding at third is Brad Kuhn as Eric Lisk gets it back in. Larry Infante hit a bullet, a screaming line drive off the third baseman's mitt. Great base running by Brad Kuhn. He holds at third, and it's first and third, nobody out for the Kernels. Golden opportunity now to tie or take the lead.
Now batting shortstop, number 4, Ainley Stacia.
Well, Todd Brummelkamp has come up with an observation that pretty much puts everything in perspective as far as the frigid conditions. He's been outside the first 5 innings, and I'll share his observation with you momentarily. Meanwhile, Hanley Stacia stands in. A throw to first. Wild throw, and the tying run scores. Brad Kuhn in from third. Rounding second is Infante, and Larry holds on. The Kernels have tied the game here on what will be ruled either a throwing error by David Shinsky or a flub at first by the first baseman. It's an error on the pitcher, and the Kernels tie the game on a wild throw by the pitcher, David Shinsky. We're refreshing our email to see if we have a correct answer in our Bruce Moore. Ooh, no, a car show will not be at Bruce Moore on the 26th, although they do have those types of thing at Bruce Moore. The answer, Colonel fans, can be found on the Bruce Moore website, www.brucemore.org. The question is, the ever-changing Bruce Moore landscape will be the subject of what new event at Bruce Moore on April 28th at 6 in the evening. We've had Bluesmore and a car show as incorrect answers. Hanley Stacia trying to bunt, missed strike 1. Tying run at second. Nobody out here in the Kernels 6th, and the Kernels have scored on a pair of base hits, a stolen base, and a throwing error by the pitcher, David Shinsky, and they've tied it 1-1. The 1-1 to the Kernels switch hitting shortstop. Swing and a tip foul. That one hurt the catcher, Alan D. San Miguel. He's shaken up. Todd Brummelkamp put it in perspective as far as how cold it is. Todd jotted me a note saying, you know it's cold when the beer, which is cold here at Pullman Field, gets colder the longer it sits out on the bleachers. And Todd is bundled up. And we're still looking for an answer to our Bruce Moore Bonanza. And we have an answer. We have an answer. Todd is going to get the information from Will Elmer. Will Elmer, congratulations. Todd will need your mailing address, Will. But we'll share the answer that Will Elmer has emailed us here in Beloit to our Bruce Moore Bonanza. That's great news. Will Elmer is our winner of a prize from Bruce Moore, and we'll share his answer with you in a moment. The plot thickens here with Hanley Stacia trying to battle out of a 1-2 hole against David Shinsky. Ball 2, that one juts down and in, and what a stop by the catcher, D. San Miguel, to prevent a wild pitch. Todd Brummelkamp is signaling he thinks this would be a great chance for a surprise drag bunt. Not a sacrifice bunt, but a drag bunt by Hanley Stacia. Let's see if Hanley has that up his sleeve. The right-hander wings it home, and a knuckler foul, or the ball knuckled foul to the base of the backstop. Will Elmer, congratulations. You had the right answer to our Bruce Moore Bonanza. The ever-changing Bruce Moore landscape will be the subject of what new event held April 28th at 6 o'clock at Bruce Moore, the seasonal landscape hike. Now, we have his address. He's from Cedar Rapids. Swing and a tip foul by Hanley Stacia. Big strikeout by David Shinsky, because now it'll take a base hit by either Trumbo or Dallas Morris for the Kernels to take the lead. Will Elmer lives in Cedar Rapids, and we had his address. He lives on 1st Street Southwest. Will Elmer, congratulations. We'll save your address and pass it on to the great folks at Bruce Moore for your prize. Thanks to everyone who emailed us here in Beloit. Strike one, a blistering fastball from Shinsky to Mark Trumbo. And thanks to Todd Brummelkamp for taking me through another step on this new computer of mine. I was able to get my email up and running for the first time on the new computer, and Todd has shown me a fancy twirling icon at the top that refreshes the email, and then you look for the subject matter, Bruce Moore. Yep, refresh and then view mail. That is really nifty. Mark Trumbo trying to drive home Larry Infante. Skies at the straightaway center. Terrence Patterson coming in hard, now coming harder, and he makes the catch. Oh, Terrence Patterson had to sprint in at least 95 feet from center field, and he made a sprinting, reaching catch on Mark Trumbo's high fly ball to center for the second out of the inning.
Dallas Morris.
Well, we need a 2-out jolt from a fellow who made a tremendous defensive play in the bottom of the 5th inning, Dallas Morris. He robbed a Beloit hitter, Alan D. San Miguel, of an extra base hit. Let's see if Dallas can drive home the go-ahead run here in the Kernel 6th inning. 1-1 our score. Morris, a right-handed batter, corks one to third. Down to get it, Gardenhire, and he throws in time. Dallas Morris wraps out to third, and again, the Kernel's 6th inning. The Kernels score for the first time in the series to tie the game on 1 run. They get 1 run on 2 hits. A stolen base, 1 snapper error. The Kernels had the tying run at second with nobody out, or the go-ahead run at second with nobody out, but couldn't chase him home. Settled for 1, which is great to tie the game. Through 5.5. Kernels 1, Beloit 1. You're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Are you looking to take your baseball or softball game to the next level? The premier place to do it is Perfect Game, located across the street from Veterans Memorial Stadium. Perfect Game's professional baseball and softball instructors will help improve your pitching, hitting, throwing, fielding, and base running abilities in Iowa's premier training facility. For the best individual baseball and softball instruction and training, visit Perfect Game. That's Perfect Game, just a fly ball away from Veterans Memorial Stadium.
When it comes to making buying decisions, people let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with ads, coupons, restaurant menus, and more. Delivering to homes and businesses throughout the area, Yellow Book combines the features consumers want with advertising rates business owners can afford. To place your ad, call 1-800-YB-YELLOW. That's 1-800-YB-YELLOW. Yellow Book, not the other book.
Nick Adenhart is ready to set sail here in the Beloit sixth inning. His mates have bolstered his spirits with their first run of the series to tie the game at 1 apiece, and strike one on a curve to the leadoff man, top of the order, Terrence Patterson, now a curve low. Terrence fakes a bunt, and ball 2 is downstairs. The last Beloit runner was Steve Tolleson. He drew a one-out walk in the second inning. Since then, 11 in a row, retired by Adenhart. Patterson fakes a bunt, missed the pitch, strike 2. Temperature now down to 36 degrees, with a light breeze still blowing in from center field. Terrence Patterson has scored the only snapper run. He walked and scored in the first inning, and he drills one into the right field corner, and it fades foul, slices foul beyond the reach of Warner Madrigal. Well, there are a few fellas standing up in the Kernel bullpen, but nobody has started to throw yet. But there are some signs of life in the Kernel right field bullpen. Brian Duensing, the starter for Beloit, 5 innings, no runs, 1 hit, 7 strikeouts, and 1 walk. He cannot win, he cannot lose. Patterson peppers the 2-2 pitch foul off to the right. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning at Beloit's Pullman Field, with the Kernels even with the Snappers, 1 apiece. Curve on a swing and a miss in the dirt. Brett Martinez has to barehand it to the right of home plate. Steps out a few feet to avoid striking the runner, Patterson, and throws Terrence out. So a strikeout and a 2-3 putout. And that's an even dozen in a row set down by Nick Adenhart, the Kernel 19-year-old right-hander. He got Terrence Patterson with a nasty curveball in the dirt. And Beloit now sends in Drew Thompson, who's lined to left and grounded to third. Swing and a miss on a changeup. Bottom of the 6th inning. Kernels have out hit the Snappers 3-1. Beloit's made 2 errors. One of them, it cost them the tying run. Here's a sinking fastball, tipped foul into the glove of Brett Martinez. Strike 2. To the left, or the switch hitting Drew Thompson. Fastball zips just high. 4-1. Adenhart trying to make it 13 snapper hitters in a row. Flings the next one in outside for ball 2. Now a right-hander is just starting to loosen up in the Kernel bullpen. And I'm doing my darndest to read his number, but it seems like he's in the next county. Swing and a miss on a changeup. Strike 3. 13 in a row for Nick Adenhart. 13 straight.
Now playing the designated hitter, number 5, Paul Kelly.
The Kernel right-hander appears to be submariner Kevin Lynch. Submarining right-hander Kevin Lynch warming up in the Kernel bullpen. Letter-high fastball. Blisters in on the outside corner to Paul Kelly, who has the only snapper hit, an RBI double back in the first inning, strike 1. He corks it fair into the left field corner. That'll be extra bases for Paul Kelly. His second double of the night as Jordan Renz retrieves it. Stand-up double for Paul Kelly. Just the second hit given up by Nick Adenhart. Kelly smashed it hard down the left field line. first snapper hit since Kelly's double in the first inning that drove in their only run. So the string of 13 in a row retired by Nick Adenhart is snapped by Paul Kelly, who doubles down the left field line. Tying run at second, 2 away. And Beloit sends in Eric Liss. He's 0-for-2 tonight. This cleanup batter takes a curve just outside for ball 1. Eric Liss, a strikeout victim his last time. 1-1 the score, tying run at second. 2 away here in the Beloit 6th. A curve in the dirt smothered by Martinez. Ball 2 to Eric Liss. L-I-S. The Philadelphia Phillies had a promising slugger back in the early 70s named Joe Liss. L-I-S. In fact, some thought Joe Liss would be the next great Philly power hitter. It turned out to be instead Greg Luzinski. Strike one called from Adenhart. Nick still looks pretty fresh as a lefty starts to warm up for Beloit in their left field bullpen. Looks like Yohan, well, we're not sure. We'll have to wait and see who that lefty is. Taking downstairs for ball 3 is the cleanup man. This is a dangerous situation. There is a base open, and I'm not sure if Nick Adenhart will give Eric Liss anything good to sink his bat into. Swing and a miss on a changeup. Man, that takes confidence to throw that pitch on a 3-1 count. The lefty warming up is Jose Lugo. Jose Lugo is warming up in the Beloit bullpen. The biggest pitch of the night is headed home. Ooh, it just missed. Oh, brother. Ball 4. Nick Adenhart was sprinting towards the Colonel first base dugout, but the plate umpire ruled it ball 4. Wow. You talk about a borderline pitch. And again, we are not able, or I suppose there's a beautiful bender for strike one called to Henry Sanchez. We just don't know who these umpires are. Strike one to Henry Sanchez. This fella homered last night. Right-handed thunderous hitter takes a curve for ball 1. With 2 out, Paul Kelly doubled down the left field line. Eric Liss took a borderline pitch for ball 4. And now with 2 on and 2 out, Nick Adenhart comes set. And the next one is pounded foul, cranked into the Beloit third base dugout. Kernels 1, Snappers 1. Bottom of the 6th inning. You're enjoying the action here on 1450 KMRY, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Part of the Kernel Radio Network. Strike 3 called. A brilliant curveball. Inside corner at the knees. Nick Adenhart completes 6 sparkling innings as he gets Henry Sanchez looking. Called strike 3 to end the Beloit 2-out scoring threat in the lower half of the 6th inning. No runs for the Snappers. 1 hit, a walk, no Colonel errors. Nick Adenhart finishes his first outing as a Colonel with a flourish, striking out the side in the bottom of the 6th inning and preventing the Snappers from tying the score or from taking the lead. They leave a pair and have stranded 4. Colonels have the momentum as they come to bat in the top of the 7th inning, tied with Beloit 1 apiece. This is Colonel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
When you're in the market to buy or sell a home, how can you differentiate one realtor from another? The distinction is clear when you consider the remarkable offer that Dick Ramsey of Skogman Realty makes. Dick Ramsey's offer is unprecedented. Buy one of Dick Ramsey's homes, and Dick Ramsey will buy yours. That extraordinary pledge bears instant replay. Buy one of Dick Ramsey's homes, and Dick Ramsey will buy yours. For the best home buying or home selling experience in Cedar Rapids, turn to the home team. Skogman Realty's Dick Ramsey.
It's unheard of and industry first. A car and truck from the same manufacturer to win the coveted Motor Trend Car of the Year and Motor Trend Truck of the Year in the same year. And the award goes to Honda. Yes, the 2006 Honda Civic wins the Motor Trend Car of the Year, and the 2006 Honda Ridgeline wins for Motor Trend Truck of the Year. And you can find them both at Randy Keel Honda on Center Point Road Northeast. Randy Keel Honda is the home of confidence. Check out their huge selection of new inventory, including the Honda Civic Hybrid, with fuel savings of up to 50 miles per gallon on the highway. You owe it to yourself to see why Motor Trend voted the Honda Civic and the Honda Ridgeline the Motor Trend Car and Motor Trend Truck of the Year for 2006. Visit Randy Keel Honda in person on Center Point Road Northeast or online at randykeel.com. Randy Keel Honda, where they treat you right.
Jordan Renz on a 1-0 pitch, opening up the Kernels' seventh, bounces one back to the base of the mound. David Shinsky gloves and tosses out Jordan Renz. 2 pitches, 1 gone here in the 7th inning. 1-1 our score. David Shinsky pitched in 29 games last season as a Beloit snapper, 10 as a starter. Had a tough year, 2-8, a 7.22 ERA. David Shinsky in his 2nd inning of relief. And believe it or not, he's pitching bare-armed. Well, he does have a shirt underneath his Beloit home top, but it's a shirt that just protrudes barely out of his regular sleeves. In other words, he's not wearing long sleeves. A 2-0 count now to Warner Madrigal. Beloit scored 1 in the 1st. The Kernels tied it on a pair of hits, a stolen base and an error in the 6th inning. We're tied 1-1 in the 7th. Madrigal dribbles one foul off the plate, rolling up the first base side. David Shinsky was a 4th-round pick by the Twins in 2003. He's a 21-year-old right-hander from the state of Pennsylvania, 6'4", 215. David Shinsky. Nick Adenhart is probably done for the night, and what a debut it was for the Colonel 19-year-old right-hander. 6 innings pitched, 1 run on 2 hits. Nick struck out 5 as Warner Madrigal thuds one off the plate foul, and it's 2-2. That one rolled up towards, or rolled a few feet to the left of home plate. 5 strikeouts for Nick Adenhart, and he walked 3. So his line, very impressive. 6 innings pitched, 1 run, 2 hits, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks. Madrigal stays alive, dribbling one foul behind the plate. Warner has one of the 3 Colonel hits tonight, and he has 3 hits in the series. Reached on an infield single in the 2nd, and grounded to 2nd, leading off the 5th inning. He's batting with 1 out, nobody on, here in the Colonel 7th. Strike 3 called. Shinsky, a fastball right down central, and Warner was frozen. He was guessing, and he guessed wrong. That's the 2nd strikeout for David Shinsky. Well, let's see if Travis Schlichting can reach for the first time tonight. Travis has put the ball in play twice. He's the number 8 hitter in the Allen Motor Company order, and he whacks one off the leaping effort of Toby Gardenhire at 3rd, and around 1st and headed to 2nd, sliding in with a 2-out double is Travis Schlichting. Wow. Travis drilled one off the glove of the leaping 3rd baseman Toby Gardenhire, and then it rolled into shallow left. Eric List just couldn't get to it quickly enough to prevent Travis Schlichting from motoring into 2nd with a 2-out double. Did Travis Schlichting ever powder that one hard? A screaming line drive off the glove of Toby Gardenhire into left, and with 2 outs, Schlichting showing very good speed, he raced into 2nd with a double. Now Brett Martinez lays off one inside, ball 1. Schlichting has his first Colonel hit, the 4th Colonel hit of the night, and he's in scoring position for Brett Martinez. 2 out here in the Kernels' 7th. 1-1 the score. Ball 2 rides inside to the Kernel number 9 hitter and catcher, Brett Martinez. Brett's nothing for 2 tonight. It looks like Kevin Lynch will take over in the bottom of the 7th. Will he inherit a lead? Ball 3, a curve outside. David Shinsky, in his 4th year of professional baseball, came on in relief for the starter Brian Duensing with a 1-0 Beloit lead in the 6th inning. He let that lead go. It's 1-1. The 3-0 is taken for strike 1 by Brett Martinez. He may take another pitch. Brett's a right-handed batter with a straightaway stance. He wears a protective guard on the inside of his front, that is his left ankle. Martinez in his red Kernel batting helmet takes it inside, ball 4. 2 on, 2 out for Brad Kuhn, who scored the only run of the night for the Kernels. He led off the 6th against David Shinsky with a line drive single to left, stole second, and then scored on a wild pickoff attempt at first. And here comes the Beloit manager. Jeff Smith is going to make a pitching change. We're going to see left-hander Jose Lugo come into this ball game. So Shinsky leaves, having gone an inning and 2/3. So far, he's allowed 1 run on 3 base hits. Shinsky, the right-hander, struck out 2. He walked 1. And the snapper manager is playing the percentages. He's summoning in a small left-hander. And let's see if we can get you some information on Jose Lugo. Yes, he's from the Dominican Republic, and he was originally signed by Oakland in 2002. The Twins got him from the A's in the Rule 5 minor league draft this past December. Last year, Lugo was 2-3 with the Arizona Athletics, the athletic team in the Arizona Rookie League. He was 2-3 in 15 games, a 5.23 ERA for Jose Lugo. He's on here in the 7th inning with the tying or the go-ahead run at second and another Kernel runner at first. And Brad Kuhn, left-handed hitting Kernel leadoff man, will face left-handed Jose Lugo. We've got a fabulous reason for you to come to the ballpark every Tuesday this season. And that reason is the Triple Play. Triple Play Tuesday. Here's the special. You get a delicious hamburger or cheeseburger, plus a beverage and a bag of chips for just $5. Triple Play Tuesdays. A special reason to come to Veterans Memorial Stadium. Meet me at the stadium for Triple Play Tuesdays all season long, including this Tuesday. Gates open at 5:30 for our second home game of the year. Only $5 for a hamburger or cheeseburger, plus a beverage and a bag of chips. This Tuesday and every Tuesday, Triple Play Tuesdays at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Well, Brad Kuhn strides to the plate. He's the guy that ignited the Kernel run-scoring rally in the 6th inning with a base hit to left. He'll try to put the Kernels ahead here in the 7th inning with the temperature now 36 degrees, a wind chill in the low 20s or high teens, I'm sure. This lefty, Jose Lugo, is listed at 6'1", 160. He comes set in front of his face and wings it home. A chopper to shortstop. The third baseman cuts it off. Throws just in time to get the speedy Colonel leadoff batter. One pitch by Jose Lugo, and he retires Brad Kuhn, who bounces to third. So the Kernels are thwarted in their attempt to take the lead here in the seventh. No runs. One hit, a walk. There were no Beloit errors. The Kernels leave a pair and have stranded 6 on the night. The fans up here at Pullman Field for the 7th inning stretch. We're glad you're with us here on the Kernel Radio Network after 6.5. Kernels 1, Snappers 1.
Cedar Rapids' oldest wholesale greenhouse is also Cedar Rapids' full-service landscaping and lawn care center. Cedar Rapids Greenhouses has been serving Eastern Iowans for 50 years at the corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood Road, behind Guppy's on the Go. Cedar Rapids Greenhouses has a full line of trees and shrubs like magnolias, maples, and lilacs. And for a limited time, buy any potted tree and Cedar Rapids Greenhouses will deliver and plant it free. If you're searching for the right beautification project, let the trained landscape designers at Cedar Rapids Greenhouses help you create a unique plan for your home. From retaining walls to ponds, waterfalls, and fountains, they'll work within your budget and taste, and they do free estimates. Lawn care featuring mowing, fertilization, seeding, sodding, aeration, dethatching, maintenance, and cleanup are all done with care and precision. For the highest quality and low prices, see the difference at Cedar Rapids Greenhouses, Eastern Iowa's full-service landscapers at the corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood Road.
Hi, I'm Phil Andrews, your local Pekin insurance agent at Andrews Insurance in Cedar Rapids. I'd like to introduce you to an easy-to-understand, affordable life insurance plan with great benefits. It's simplified issue whole life from Pekin Insurance. The plan requires no medical exam, has guaranteed rates for life, and a guaranteed cash value. Life insurance made simple and affordable from Pekin Insurance. To learn more, contact me, Phil Andrews, at Andrews Insurance.
We have a call to the Colonel bullpen. This call to the Colonel bullpen as we head to the bottom of the 7th in a 1-all game in Beloit is sponsored by U.S. Cellular. Get your wireless relief with Call Me Minutes only from U.S. Cellular. Florida State Seminole Kevin Lynch, a side-wheeling, almost submarining right-hander, 23 years old. On in relief of Nick Adenhart. Kevin Lynch making his first appearance, and he was a dynamite closer for the Pioneer League champion Orem Owls a year ago. 9 saves and 24 relief appearances, a 1-1 mark, and a 1.71 ERA for 23-year-old Kevin Lynch. First up for the Snappers, left-handed hitting Dwayne White. 0 for 2 so far this evening. White, a left-handed batter. Takes strike one at the knees from Kevin Lynch. He is, for all practical purposes, a submariner. Looks a little bit like Houston Street of the A's. There's a line drive past the diving shortstop Hanley Stacia into center, and a leadoff single for Dwayne White to open up the Snappers' 7th inning. Dwayne White smoked it hard just past a diving Hanley Stacia into center for a leadoff single. Nick Adenhart, was he something special in his first Colonel outing? 6 innings pitched, 1 run, 2 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Kevin Lynch will now face Steven Tolleson. And a letter-high fastball just high. Kevin Lynch gave up just 22 hits in 31 2/3 innings last year with Orem. Struck out 34 batters in 31 1/3. Here's a bunt by Tolleson, and it trickles foul behind home plate. Strike 1. Looked like he was bunting for a base hit, not a sacrifice. 1 apiece here in the bottom of the 7th inning on a frigid, winter-like night in southern Wisconsin. And we're glad you're along for the warm conversation. A throw to first, and the runner scoots back standing up. Kevin Lynch, 6'2", 200 pounds. The Pioneer League hit a lowly 198 against him last year in his closer role with the Owls. Swing and a miss, runner going, throw to second, and runner out at second base. Brett Martinez nails his second runner of this series. Dwayne White was tagged out by the second baseman, Larry Infante. That's the big caught stealing. Meanwhile, Steve Tolleson protecting Dwayne White, swung and missed for strike two. The 1-2 is way outside for a ball. Boy, Brett Martinez has been terrific behind the plate defensively for the Kernels in this series. His throw was right on the corner of the bag. Now a swing, and just getting a piece of it was the number 7 hitter, shortstop Steve Tolleson. Kernels 1, Beloit 1 here in the bottom of the 7th. It took the base umpire quite a while to make his call, but he called Dwayne White out. Now Tolleson lifts one foul down the right field line. It's still 2-2.
West Specialist in Rockford at 874-5959.
Colonel outfield is playing Steve Tolleson to hit the other way. The submarining right-hander just missed outside. My goodness. Another borderline pitch that did not go the Colonel way. It's a full count to Steve Tolleson. Kevin Lynch on relief of Colonel starter Nick Adenhart in this 1-1 contest. A high pop foul. Mark Trumbo racing over toward the right field railing, and he runs out of room. It's still a full count on the Beloit shortstop and number 7 hitter. He walked in the second and grounded to short in the 5th inning. Kevin Lynch isn't as radical a submariner as, say, a Dan Quisenberry. Here's a 3-hopper to shallow short. Hanley Stacia charges, unloads, safe. And the Kernels may argue Mark Trumbo had to come off the base. It's a throwing error on Hanley Stacia. I believe it'll be the first Kernel error of the night. Or they may rule it an infield single. We'll have to wait and see. It is an error on the Kernel shortstop. Hanley Stacia charged with his first error of the year.
Number 11, Alan D. San Miguel.
And the tying run back aboard for Beloit on the first Kernel error of the evening. Not an easy play for Stacia. He had to charge in to his right, gloved it, threw on the run, pedaling his legs, and it looks like Steve Tolleson may be running. He's not, and a breaking pitch high for ball 1. A curveball to the number 8 hitter, Alan D. San Miguel. Now the outfield plays straight away. Big lead by Tolleson. Let's see if he's running. Pitch inside. Throw to second. Runner out at second base. Brett Martinez has done it again. Brett Martinez to Larry Infante, and a caught stealing for the second out of the inning. Wow. That kind of defensive play will just about leave you speechless. Brett Martinez yet again gunning out a Beloit runner trying to steal. Now a strike in on a 2-0 delivery from Kevin Lynch to Alan D. San Miguel. Airtime tomorrow on the Kernel Radio Network with the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. 3:40 will be in the zone. 1600 a.m. tomorrow afternoon. 3:40 with the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. Alan D. San Miguel taps one foul at the plate for strike 2. Kevin Lynch wings another one home. Breaking ball low and outside. I was about to say Lynch is not as radical a submariner as, say, a Dan Quisenberry or a Ted Abernathy, but he's similar to a Gene Garber. Strike 3 called. Kevin Lynch pitches around a single and an error with a big assist from his battery mate, Brett Martinez, who threw out a pair trying to steal second. No runs, a hit for Beloit in the home half of the 7th. 1 Kernel error, our first of the evening, and nobody left for the Snappers. We head to the top of the 8th inning in Beloit. It's the Kernels 1 and the Snappers 1. You're enjoying Kernel baseball from southern Wisconsin on the Kernel Radio Network.
When it comes to auto insurance, Westside Agency in Palo, your professional Pekin insurance agency, will make certain you're properly insured with the right coverages and deductibles. Westside Agency will tell you about the money-saving discounts from Pekin Insurance. Multi-car discount, good student discount, loss-free discount, 45-plus auto discount, auto home discount, low mileage discount. To see if you qualify for any of these auto discounts that will lower your premiums, visit Westside Agency in Palo.
John Rogers back with you here in Beloit to tell you about some great things coming your way at Peck's Flower and Garden Shop starting tomorrow. Visit Peck's tomorrow from 10 to 2, and there'll be an expert representative to help you with your lawn care questions and needs from Scott's Lawn. That's tomorrow from 10 to 2 at Peck's. And the Easter Bunny will be visiting Peck's tomorrow from 10 to 4 and Sunday from 10 to 4. Or check that. Yeah, that's right. Tomorrow and Sunday, the Easter Bunny will be at Peck's from 10 to 4. Peck's has been growing with the Cedar Rapids area for 50 years. That's right. They're celebrating 50 years in business. Visit them this weekend at the corner of Blair's Ferry and Edgewood Roads Northeast in Cedar Rapids, Peck's Flower and Garden Shop. Well, here we go to the top of the 8th inning, and we're all tied up in Beloit. It's the Kernels 1 and the Snappers 1. It's time to enjoy our Kernel Fun Fact. And with the Cardinals, skippered by Tony La Russa, helping the Cubs open up their season at Wrigley Field this afternoon. The Cubs were 5-1 winners over the Redbirds at Wrigley. Our baseball fun fact has an interesting connection with Colonel skipper Tony La Russa, and we'll have it for you here in the Colonel 8th inning. As Southpaw Jose Lugo, second relief pitcher employed by the Snappers tonight, he delivers outside ball 1 to Hanley Stacia. Or check that. This is Larry Infante, and a strike on the outside corner. Infante barks at the plate umpire. Infante, Stacia, and Trumbo, the numbers 2, 3, and 4 men in the Colonel order, here in the top of the 8th inning. 1-1 our score, the 1-1 to Larry. He tried to swing on his way to first base, a la Rod Carew, and missed strike 2. That baseball fun fact involving Colonel skipper Tony La Russa.
He's helped you all night.
Coming your way in just a moment. The 1-2. Swing and a miss on a curveball. Larry Infante down on strikes to open up the Colonel 8th inning. 1973 Cub home opener at Wrigley Field. Pinch runner Tony La Russa scored the game-winning run in his only game as a Chicago Cub. Opening day, Wrigley Field, 1973. Tony La Russa used as a pinch runner in the only game he would play that season for the Cubs, the only game he'd play in his career as a Chicago Cub. Tony La Russa scored the game-winning run in the 10th inning in the Cub opening day win at Wrigley Field in 1973. That's our baseball fun fact from Beloit. Hanley Stacia on a 1-0 count lays a bunt down at his feet foul, strike 1. 1-1 to the Colonel switch hitting shortstop. 0 for 3 so far tonight. 1 away in the Colonel 8th inning, 1-1 the score. The lefty rocks and deals. Strike 2 called, a slider at the knees from Jose Lugo. And I bet when Tony La Russa scored the game-winning run in the 10th inning in 1973 in the Cub home opener at Wrigley Field, I bet he had no idea that he'd be managing the Cardinals in his 10th year in 2006 at Wrigley Field. This afternoon, where his Cardinals bow to the Cubs 5-1. Stacia stays alive as he rolls one foul up the first base side. A lot of Iowans remember Tony La Russa because he played in Des Moines as a Iowa Oak. Golfing one foul past third now is the Colonel shortstop. Tony Tony La Russa played for the Iowa Oaks in 1969, 1970, and 1971. Broke in as a big leaguer with the Kansas City A's in 1963. Statia's a tough out. He cranks one foul. That one almost kicked off the Beloit bat boy. He's draped in a big oversized Minnesota Twin parka, and he did have a batting helmet on. This Hanley Statia is a very, very tough out at the plate. He mashes one foul, lined it past Colonel Skipper Bobby Magallanes, coaching at third. I don't think either ball club has a heater in their dugout. I don't think either team has a heater in their dugout. Statia now grounds one slowly foul, fielding it in foul ground at third, Toby Gardenhire. Hanley was hustling down that first base line, so he'll return to the plate. 1-1 our score. We're in the top of the eighth inning in Beloit, where the Kernels are trying to even the series at a game apiece, coming off a snapper 4-0 shutout win here last night. Only the hardiest of baseball fans have braved the elements to be a part of this one. And there are several hundred here. Ooh, a fastball just missed inside. You can hear a fella down below in the seats behind home plate voicing his
Make it move one more time for him.
Disapproval of that ruling by the plate umpire. Statia on a 2-2 count. Pulls this one foul into the Beloit third base dugout. Tony La Russa played in 132 games as a major leaguer and had a career batting average of 199. Why did they have to pick on Mario Mendoza and call it the Mendoza line? They could have called it the La Russa line. But Tony is one of the most highly respected baseball men in the game. Here's a drive into the left field corner for extra bases by Hanley Statia. He's motoring towards second. He pulls into second with a one-out stand-up double. What an at-bat for the Colonel shortstop. Hanley Statia, batting right-handed, has the Colonel fifth hit of the night, and he has put himself into scoring position, looping a double down the left field line.
Now batting first baseman, number 32, Mark Trumbo.
What an at-bat for Hanley Statia. I mean, he battled, and he battled hard and tough. And now the skipper, Jeff Smith, out of the Beloit third base dugout, talking to the plate umpire. Perhaps he thought that ball was foul down the left field line. I'm not sure. And now they're going to talk to the left-handed pitcher about something. They're calling Lugo from the mound, and I think they want to look him over and not count this as a visit to the hill. I don't know if he's shaken up. They've called the pitcher towards the third baseline, and now he's going to be checked out by the Beloit trainer. Or are they talking to him in Spanish? I don't know. They don't seem to be checking him out physically, but it is the trainer, I believe, or is it the snapper pitching coach? Well, it's the pitching coach talking to the snapper pitcher. That conversation is terminated. Now Bobby Magallanes has a word or two, and everything seems to be in order. Hanley Statia with the fifth Colonel hit of the game, his first hit, hammering a double into the left field corner. He's in scoring position for Mark Trumbo. Well, Mark had an RBI chance in the sixth inning. With Larry Infante in scoring position at second, Mark was retired on a shallow, towering fly ball to center. Let's see if the Colonel cleanup man can drive home the go-ahead run. Ball one upstairs to Mark Trumbo. Tony La Russa, as a big leaguer, played with the Kansas City A's, then the Oakland Athletics 3 different times, had a cup of coffee with the Atlanta Braves, and that one fateful, here's a pickoff at second, the ball into center field, and it'll be Stacia holding at second. Boy, there was a lot of daylight between Hanley Stacia and the second baseman, Drew Thompson, but the pickoff attempt was heaved in the dirt, and it dribbled into shallow center. The shortstop, Steve Tolleson, retrieved it. Hanley Stacia, getting back hand first, was unable to advance to third and would have been a goner had he tried. He's getting a healthy lead at second, carrying the go-ahead run here in the 8th inning. Trumbo smacks one to shortstop. It takes a nice big charity hop to Tollefson. On to first for the out. Hanley Stacia goes to third as Mark Trumbo grounds out to short. So Mark Trumbo, credit him for putting the ball in play. Tip your cap to Hanley Stacia for that big lead at second. Ordinarily, when a ball's hit to shortstop and you're at second base, you're unable to advance to third. But Stacia did go to third, and that means a chance for Dallas Morris to give the Kernels the lead here in the top of the 8th inning. 1-1 the score. A balk, a wild pitch, a pass ball, all of those things would bring in a run. Ball one, low and in.
Here we go.
To Dallas Morris.
Get a batter right here.
Tony La Russa is probably the best example of a guy. Well, there's plenty of them. Sparky Anderson, Earl Weaver, guys that weren't great big leaguers that became Hall of Fame caliber managers. And on the other extreme, Frank Robinson's an example of a guy who was a Hall of Fame player and has had a great managerial career. But for the most part, superstar baseball players don't have the patience to be a big league manager. Ted Williams, of course, managed the Washington Senators and the Texas Rangers for a short time. Strike 2 called to Dallas Morris. It looked high and outside, but it was ruled a strike. Stacia carrying the go-ahead run at third. Morris takes a backdoor slider outside.
Right here, go get him.
And the count even at 2-2. 2 out. Top of the 8th inning, score tied 1-1. Hanley leading down the third base line. Dallas Morris pops it up to short. This will end the inning. Underneath it and waiting and gloving it is Steve Tolleson. So Dallas Morris pops to short to end the Kernel threat here in the 8th inning. No runs, a 1-out double for the Kernels. 1 hit. There were no snapper errors. The Kernels strand a runner and have left 7 in 8 innings. We go to the home half of the 8th at Pullman Field, where it's 36 degrees, and the Kernels are knotted at a run apiece, or 1 run. 1-1 our score through 7.5. After 7.5, 1-1 the score in Beloit. You're tuned to the Kernel Radio Network.
If your spring cleaning plans include throwing out household furniture items, be sure to follow the instructions on the orange bulky item collection flyer you received in the mail. Up to 4 items, such as couches, mattresses, and box springs, dressers, wooden desks, and bookshelves would be picked up by city crews. However, appliances, TVs, computer components, and scrap metal will not be collected. Your orange flyer will tell you where to dispose of such prohibited items. Thanks for using your orange flyer as your spring cleanup resource.
I want to remind you, as we heard that important announcement about your bulky item cleanup flyer, it's more of a tan color. I looked it up on the Solid Waste and Recycling Services website last week, and it looked burnt orange to me, but the one I got in the mail was tan color. But the point is, as Eric Walker Christopher told you from KMRY, to use that as a resource. It tells you what items you can and cannot set out on your designated day for the spring bulky item cleanup. collection by City Cruise. It's a very, very helpful resource, that tan-colored flyer you received in the mail probably last week, as I did. Here we go to the home half of the 8th inning on this winter-like night in southern Wisconsin. Kevin Lynch, the Kernels submarining right-hander, deals a strike called into Toby Gardenhire. Kernels had a great chance to take their first lead in this game in the top of the 8th inning. Hanley Stacia was at second with one out, but Jose Lugo got Mark Trumbo and Dallas Morris to prevent the Kernels from taking the lead. Ball one is low to the son of Twin manager Ron Gardenhire, Toby. He tries to bunt his way on and bunts foul just to the left of the dirt batting circle. Strike two. I remember when Ron Gardenhire first came up as a prospect with the New York Met organization back in the mid-'70s. And he succeeded the longtime Twin skipper Tom Kelly at the helm. He's very popular among the players. He's a so-called players manager, Ron Gardenhire. His son Toby lays off a pitch low from Kevin Lynch, ball two. A bouncer to first. Mark Trumbo has a room service hop and tiptoes to the bag for the first out of the 8th inning. Well, Kevin Lynch has gotten Toby Gardenhire to bounce out to first. One gone here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The score still knotted at one apiece. Trumbo with the unassisted putout on Toby Gardenhire's bouncer. We turn the page to the top of the snapper order. And Terrence Patterson. First pitch is taken high and away for ball one. Patterson has scored the only snapper run of this game. He walked and crossed the plate back in the first inning. A curveball is low and away for ball two. Let's see if Terrence is taking. Yes, he does. Strike one called, a delayed call by the plate umpire, and Terrence Patterson winces at that call. He thought it was below the knees. Neither starter will figure in tonight's decision. A bouncer to third. Dallas Morris guns across the diamond in plenty of time to retire Terrence Patterson. 2 away here in the Beloit 8th inning. And now Drew Thompson at the plate. Let's give you those final impressive lines for both starters tonight. Brian Duensing, the lefty from the University of Nebraska, went 5 innings, blanked the Kernels on 1 hit, fanned 7, walked 1. Nick Adenhart, in his Kernel debut, 19-year-old right-hander, 6 innings, yielded only 1 run on just 2 hits. Nick struck out 5 and walked 3. Kevin Lynch, in his second full inning of relief of Nick Adenhart, is ahead of Drew Thompson, the switch-hitting second baseman. A ground ball foul outside first, and now a high fly ball down the left field line beyond the reach of Dallas Morris, the third baseman. Double-barreled right-handed action in the Beloit bullpen. There are a pair of right-handers warming up for the Snappers. They may be throwing for their own benefit, or they may be heating it up to come in the top of the 9th inning. Not sure yet. Drew Thompson whistles one foul to the backstop, and the count remains 0-2 to Thompson, who's 0 for 3 tonight after bashing a pair of triples here last night. We're down to 35 degrees here at Pullman Field. A change up from Kevin Lynch, skips in the dirt for ball one.
Here we go.
Well, I wonder if Tony La Russa remembers scoring that game-winning run for the Cubs in his only Cub appearance back in '73. Strike 3 called to Drew Thompson. A breaking pitch from Kevin Lynch, his second strikeout. Kevin's been dandy in 2 innings of shutout relief, retiring the Snappers in order in the bottom of the 8th inning. We head to the top of the 9th at Pullman Field here in the State Line region. Southern Wisconsin, Northern Illinois, and it's still the Kernels 1 and Beloit 1. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network. Well, I think I know what our dilemma is here. Let me solve it. Here we go.
Industry first. A car and truck from the same manufacturer to win the coveted Motor Trend Car of the Year and Motor Trend Truck of the Year in the same year. And the award goes to Honda. Yes, the 2006 Honda Civic wins the Motor Trend Car of the Year, and the 2006 Honda Ridgeline wins for Motor Trend Truck of the Year. And you can find them both at Randy Kiel Honda on Center Point Road Northeast. Randy Kiel Honda is the home of confidence. Check out their huge selection of new inventory, including the Honda Civic Hybrid, with fuel savings of up to 50 miles per gallon on the highway. You owe it to yourself to see why Motor Trend voted the Honda Civic and the Honda Ridgeline the Motor Trend Car and Motor Trend Truck of the Year for 2006. Visit Randy Kiel Honda in person on Center Point Road Northeast or online at randykiel.com. Randy Kiel Honda, where they treat you right.
A new pitcher for Beloit, a right-hander, Yohan Pino, P-I-N-O. He's a tall, lanky right-hander, and he's the third relief pitcher used by the Snappers tonight.
Number 33.
Top of the ninth, and we're tied at a run apiece. First up is Jordan Renz. Jordan's due. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Let's see if he can solve this right-hander. Ball one outside from Yohan Pino. Jose Lugo an inning and a third, no runs. One hit, struck out one, walked none. Ball two, upstairs to Renz. The numbers 6, 7, and 8 men in the Allen Motor Company order here. Now the base umpire hustles in as a ball got away from the Kernel bullpen. And let's see who's warming up down there. Well, it may be a Kernel newcomer. Tim Madison, that's who I think it is. A curve is in for a strike. Jordan was taking on the 2-0 count. The only Kernel run came to tie this game at a run apiece in the 6th inning. And it came as a result of a pair of hits by Brad Kuhn and Larry Infante. Jordan fouls one off the end of the bat, skying it high in the air off to the right for strike 2.
Have some fun. Here we go.
2-2 the count. It's been a while since we've checked the State Farm Major League scoreboard, and we'll do that in a little bit. Here in the late going, swing and a miss on a high breaking pitch. Jordan Renz is down on a strike swinging. One gone here in the Kernel 9th inning for Warner Madrigal. Warner has one of the 5 Kernel hits.
Now batting right fielder.
The Kernels had to put
Warner Madrigal.
Gustavo Espinoza on the disabled list earlier this afternoon. He was scheduled to start here on Sunday. Warner Madrigal lines a base hit into left field. Down to get it, Eric Liss. And he hits the cutoff man, the shortstop, Steven Tolleson. Warner Madrigal with a solid base wrap into left field, ripping it over the shortstop's head. And that brings up Travis Schlichting. Travis doubled his last time up, 1 for 3 tonight.
Now batting designated hitter, number 30, Travis Schlichting.
Travis takes a long look and has a few. Well, now he's staring down Bobby Magianis as Bobby flashes the signs from third base. There are no coaching boxes here at Pullman Field. Nothing defined by chalk or a dirt rectangular area like you see at some ballparks. You just nestle in wherever you feel comfortable out there when you're coaching. .325 down the lines, .380, the shallowest center field in the Midwest League. Flint Whipkey has come on to pinch run for Warner Madrigal. That's how bad Bobby Magianis wants to try to score a run here in the ninth to give the Kernels a lead. Big roundhouse curve from Yohan Pino drops just low for ball one. So Flint Whipkey, who played in last night's game, is the pinch runner at first for Warner Madrigal. Whipkey will likely take over in right field in the ninth inning, or bottom of the ninth rather, as Travis Schlichting takes a healthy cut and fouls one back. Flint Whipkey is the pinch runner for the Kernels at first base. Flint was 0 for 4 last night at the plate. 1-1 our score, top of the ninth inning. Go ahead run at first, pinch runner, draws a throw and dives back safely. Flint was leaning but dove back in ahead of the throw from Yohan Pino. Kevin Lynch has worked 2 scoreless innings in relief out of the Colonel bullpen. He will likely not pitch the bottom of the ninth. Throw to first, and Whipkey dives back in head first. Travis Schlichting with an open stance, wearing a pair of white batting gloves, waiting patiently for the 1-1. Flint Whipkey draws another throw, and it dribbles a few feet away from Henry Sanchez, and holding it first is Flint Whipkey.
Give him a pitch, he'll serve him up. Here you go.
Todd Brummelkamp has rejoined us to try to warm up his innards. I think he has a hot cup of coffee or hot chocolate. He just reached out and grabbed my left wrist, and he might have a case of hypothermia. A pitch high, and now a hit-and-run count for Travis Schlichting. Todd's trying to warm up those paws of his. I saw beleaguered Stephen Merrick down below before the game, and I gave him my stocking cap because my headsets keep me warm, and it's a good 11 or 12 degrees warmer here in the press box than it is outside. Another throw to first, Colonel pinch runner back. Todd thinks it's a little warmer in here than 11 degrees, but we're glad he's joined us. We may call upon him if he can warm himself up to give us some scores down the road. There goes Whipkey, and a ground ball into left is a base hit. Flint, the pinch runner, will round second and hold on. A hit-and-run single by Travis Schlichting sends Flint Whipkey, the pinch runner, to second. Oh, Travis Schlichting has his second base hit in a row, rattling one hard through the hole of the left side of the infield. Flint Whipkey thought about trying to challenge Eric Liss in left field, but wisely held on. And I'm going to try to get Todd Brummelkamp locked in on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. I'm going to set down my headsets for a minute and get Todd. Well, no, Todd's going to try to dig him out of my angel bag. We have a visit to the mound. A visit to the mound, and that will likely mean that we can hook Todd in here. To bring you up to date on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. At least that's the plan or the goal. We're tied at 1 in the top of the ninth here in Beloit. And the Kernels have runners at first and second with only one out. After the visit to the hill, Now, Todd, let's have a test. Well, hold on. We've got a batter at the plate, Brett Martinez. Big yellow hammer is in for a strike.
On your way, right?
Todd, can you utter a syllable?
Glad to be on the booth.
Okay, that's why we want. I don't think we have you quite set up yet. Let's try this. Okay, now we're all right.
How's that?
There you go, Todd. Thank you. Martinez trying to give the Kernels their first lead of this game. Ground ball, double play ball to short. Tolleson boots it. Everybody safe. A sure double play ball. Unable to handle it on this cold night, Steve Tolleson. I think, Todd, he brought the tailgate up just a bit prematurely. That was a tailor-made double play ball. Now the Kernels have the bases loaded with one out.
You know, in football, you talk about turning and running before you've made the catch, and that's exactly what Tolleson did there.
Now batting the center fielder, number 15.
Well, now let's see if we can get a big run across here in the ninth inning. The Snappers are deciding to bring their infield in for the play at the plate as Brad Kuhn will bat. And now another bullpen ball gets loose from that right field corner. Todd, you've been out in this all night. And I know you said the beer gets colder when it's sitting on the bleachers than it was when you bought it. Has this been the coldest game you've ever been a part of?
No.
Okay, we'll get the... neither for me either. We'll share our experiences in a moment. Strike one in from Yohan Pino to Brad Kuhn. Todd, when were you colder than this?
I believe it was opening night of the 1992 season. It was either 91 or 92 at then Riverview Stadium in Clinton.
And how cold was it?
Very cold. I didn't have a thermometer with me at the time, but I remember being bundled up to the hilt.
Another big roundhouse curve is in for strike two. It's 0-2 to Brad Kuhn. He's been sitting on the express and gotten the local, and now his job, and his strength is contact. He's got to put the ball in play. Bases loaded with Kernels. One out, top of the ninth. Infield in for Beloit. Can Brad Kuhn come through in the clutch? Ooh, a fastball just missed outside.
I'll tell you who can probably attest to being at colder baseball games is our general manager, Jack Rader. He's spent enough time up in Wausau, the league's northernmost point, that I'm sure he had some very chilly opening nights.
The bases loaded 1-2. Number to second, throw home, runner out, everyone else safe. So Kuhn put the ball in play, but with the infield in, Drew Thompson threw home for the force of Clint Whipke. It went 4-2, and reaching on the fielder's choice was Brad Kuhn. Bases loaded, 2 out here in the ninth inning. The go-ahead run, Travis Schlichting advances to third. Brett Martinez to second. There was an error charged on that botched double play moments ago by Steve Tolleson, the third error of the night on Beloit. Now the Kernels need a hit from Larry Infante. Larry, a switch hitter batting left, trying to give the Kernels their first lead of this ball game. A ground ball to the right side will end the inning. I'll be darned, we had the bases loaded, 1 out, couldn't get that go-ahead run across. Unassisted put out for Henry Sanchez. So Infante bounces to first to end the Kernel threat. You've got to take advantage of a double play in order to win a game like this, and the Kernels couldn't do it. No runs in the top of the ninth inning. 2 hits, 1 Beloit error. The Kernels leave the bases full and have stranded 10 runners tonight. So if the Kernels are to win this one, they'll have to send it into extra innings. We go to the bottom of the ninth inning, a new Kernel hurler or not. Can't tell yet. It is still going to be... No, it's going to be Ryan Aldridge. We'll tell you about the U.S. Cellular call to the bullpen when we return. After 8.5 in Beloit, Kernels 1, Snappers 1. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to the ballpark every Wednesday this season. You heard right. Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to Veterans Memorial Stadium every Wednesday this season. The first 750 of you Colonel fans to enter the gates before Wednesday's home game will receive an envelope full of money inside from Fairfax State Savings Bank. Each of those 750 envelopes will contain a greenback up to a $100 bill. Fairfax State Savings Bank, free money Wednesdays. Come early to line your pocket with cash.
Meet Jim. Well, it's nice how he spends weekends in his yard trying to kill weeds.
Gotcha.
Meet Dave. He spends weekends on the green. That's because Greg's Lawn Service takes care of his lawn. Mowing, fertilizing, pruning, and, weed control. Greg's does the big jobs, too. Landscaping, retaining walls, curb edges, and patios. So when you've had enough of those little devils...
Yes.
Call 393-0101. Greg's Lawn Service, a cut above the rest.
Hi, I'm Tanya Sedlock, your local Pekin Insurance agent at Andrews Insurance here in Cedar Rapids. We all know how quickly life can change. You buy a new car or a new home. Your family is blessed with a new baby. Your teenager starts driving the family car. I'm here to help with a complete line of insurance plans to give you protection when you need it the most. Pekin Insurance has been in business of insuring people for 85 years. I'm here to put your interests first. Please visit me, Tanya Sedlock, at the Andrews Agency.
Well, this game goes to the bottom of the ninth, and we have a call to the Colonel bullpen sponsored by U.S. Cellular. Get your wireless relief with Call Me Minutes only from U.S. Cellular. Ryan Aldridge, a 22-year-old right-hander, will pitch for the Kernels in the bottom of the ninth inning, 1-1 our score. The Kernels could not capitalize on a double play boot by Beloit shortstop Steve Tolleson in the top of this ninth inning. Had the bases loaded with one out and could not get that go-ahead run across. Here's a high fly ball into straightaway center for Brad Kuhn. He waits and has it. One pitch, one out here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Paul Kelly skies to center. Kevin Lynch pitched 2 innings for the Kernels, gave up no runs, 1 hit, struck out 2, and walked none. We promised you our first look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard in quite a while. We'll have it for you, but before that, Madison Edwards has taken over in right field for Warner Madrigal. Madison Edwards in right field for the Kernels here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Eric List chops one to short. Hanley Stacia adjusts to a bad hop off the lip and fires to first to get List. 2 away at the hands of Ryan Aldridge here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Todd Brummelkamp will bring us up to speed thanks to State Farm Insurance agents Gary Schubat, Dale Thompson, Brad Dunn, and Al Shetler. And Todd, we had a couple of games this afternoon on that State Farm Major League scoreboard.
That's right, John. 2 in the National League, 1 in the American League. The Chicago Cubs opening up at Wrigley Field against the St. Louis Cardinals. What a home opener for the Cubs. They won 5-1. They score all 5 runs in the first 4 innings, making a winner of Greg Maddux on opening day in Chicago. Again, the Cubs win 5-1.
Henry Sanchez looks at a strike and now pelts one to deep center. And this game is over. A home run for Henry Sanchez.
How about that?
Henry Sanchez, a home run over the center field wall to give the Snappers a 2-1 win tonight. Henry Sanchez, his second home run. He pumps his fist in the air as he rounds third, and he's greeted by his teammates, a mob scene at home plate, as Ryan Aldridge got the first 2 easily here in the ninth inning, but then Henry Sanchez launched his second home run of the season over that 380-foot sign in center field, and Beloit wins it 2-1 despite the Kernels out-hitting the Snappers 7-4. Beloit wins it 2-1. Well, I'll be darned. Todd, we're going to keep it right here and just keep it here and get the State Farm Major League scoreboard. You started with that Cub 5-1 win, and then we'll have the sad recap of this Beloit 2-1 win in a few moments. But let's keep going with that State Farm Major League scoreboard.
Well, we'll keep it in the National League. The only other final right now was the Dodgers and the Phillies. The Dodgers winning on the road in the city of Brotherly Love 5-3, despite a couple of Philly home runs, one by a former Midwest leaguer, Sal Fasano. Again, the Dodgers win 5-3. In the top of the ninth inning at Shea Stadium, the Marlins trail the Mets 9-3. Again, the Marlins trailing the Mets 9-3, so the Mets will take a win if they can hang on in the top of the ninth inning. In Cincinnati, I'm assuming they've been delayed out there. That game is just in the top of the second inning right now. It's scoreless between the Pirates and the Reds. Eric Milton on the mound for the Reds. Milwaukee, since we're in Wisconsin, they are celebrating early tonight. They are ahead 3-1 on Arizona at Miller Park in Milwaukee. And Houston is on top of Washington 6-1 this evening. That game is in the bottom of the sixth. Houston has scored 4 of their 6 runs in the bottom of the sixth, and they are still batting. And we have a couple late games tonight out on the West Coast. My beloved San Diego Padres hosting the Colorado Rockies, and the Atlanta Braves taking on the San Francisco Giants in San Francisco. One final in the American League. It was Cleveland over Minnesota 11-6. Twins fans take solace in the fact that top prospect Justin Morneau had 2 home runs today. But again, the Tribe wins 11-6 at Jacobs Field. Boston is all over Baltimore right now at Camden Yards. That game is in the top of the 8th. Boston has scored 3 runs in the top of the 8th, still batting up 13-4. One night after getting shut out by Tampa Bay, it's the Toronto Blue Jays trailing once again Joe Madden's Tampa Bay Devil Rays. That game is 9-8. However, Toronto has scored 1 run in the bottom of the 9th to pull within, tying that ball game up. Again, 9-8 at the Rogers Center, bottom of the 9th inning. Dan Maselli pitching for Tampa Bay. The Tigers on top of Texas at the ballpark in Arlington, 5-1. That game is in the top of the 7th inning. And Chris Shelton has homered for the 5th time this young season for the Detroit Tigers. They look like they could be a surprise team of the year in the American League. The defending world champion Chicago White Sox are in Kansas City tonight, and they are tied 7-7 in the top of the 6th inning against the Royals. And a couple games of note later this evening on the West Coast. We have the Oakland Athletics at Seattle, and the New York Yankees taking on our parent club, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, at the Big A in Anaheim. And that's a look at your State Farm Major League scoreboard.
Todd, thanks so much. I know you have your work cut out for you to get the numbers and press release going on this one. Thank you so much in this heartbreaking, gut-wrenching Beloit 2-1 win. A home run over the center field wall with 2 out in the bottom of the 9th inning. The Kernels failing to capitalize on a golden scoring chance in the top of the 9th. That's what happens. Momentum came back, and Beloit took advantage and got the home run from Henry Sanchez. We're going to take a break, and we'll continue, or we'll start our Colonel Curtain Call show for you in just a moment. The final again here tonight, Beloit 2, the Kernels 1, and this is Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
The history, the tradition, the fun of Colonel Baseball. It's time for exciting...
Well, whoops, we just got the wrong track set up there. Here we go, a break before the Colonel Curtain Call here on the Colonel Radio Network.
The hottest feature in beautiful Veterans Memorial Stadium is the coolest place. It's the Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. How can you and your friends relax and splash it up from the most coveted spot at the ballpark? Simply register at Center Point in Westdale Mall and listen to Mix 96.5. If you're selected as the winner, you'll enjoy the ultimate entertainment experience. AquaJet Stream Comfort atop the left field wall in the Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. Brought to you by Westdale Mall and Mix 96.5.
It's unheard of. An industry first. A car and truck from the same manufacturer to win the coveted Motor Trend Car of the Year and Motor Trend Truck of the Year in the same year. And the award goes to Honda. Yes, the 2006 Honda Civic wins the Motor Trend Car of the Year, and the 2006 Honda Ridgeline wins for Motor Trend Truck of the Year. And you can find them both at Randy Keel Honda on Center Point Road Northeast. Randy Kill Honda is the home of confidence. Check out their huge selection of new inventory, including the Honda Civic Hybrid, with fuel savings of up to 50 miles per gallon on the highway. You owe it to yourself to see why Motor Trend voted the Honda Civic and the Honda Ridgeline the Motor Trend Car and Motor Trend Truck of the Year for 2006. Visit Randy Kill Honda in person on Centerpoint Road Northeast or online at randykill.com. Randy Kill Honda, where they treat you right.
It's time for the Kernels Curtain Call. Now, with a game recap, a complete look at the State Farm scoreboard, and a look ahead to upcoming action, let's rejoin the voice of the Kernels, John Rogers.
Well, thanks very much. John Rogers back on the heels of a tough Kernel loss to the Beloit Snappers 2-1 here tonight. A great pitching performance by 19-year-old Kernel right-hander Nick Adenhart, but he wasn't involved in the decision. The Kernels, if you're looking for a storyline on this one, the Kernels out-hit the Snappers 7-1. The Snappers made 3 errors, or 7-4 rather. The Snappers made 3 errors to the Kernel 1 error. The Kernels, though, left 10 men on. Beloit just left 4 on, and despite out-hitting the Snappers 7-4, the Kernels dropped Game 2 of the season in the second game of this 4-game series, 2-1 in frigid conditions here at Pullman Field. It's now 35 degrees. It was 39 degrees when the game started. The only run that the Snappers scored off Kernel starter Nick Adenhart was in the first inning. Terrence Patterson drew a leadoff walk, and 1 out later, he scampered home on a double down the left field line by Paul Kelly. That would be it for Beloit until the dramatic solo home run with 2 out in the bottom of the 9th inning. At one point, Nick Adenhart retired 13 straight Beloit hitters. Nick's final pitching line, 6 innings, 1 run, 2 hits, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks. He was dynamite tonight and deserved a better fate than a no decision. Kevin Lynch, the closer for the Orem Owls last year, worked 2 scoreless innings for the Kernels, and the Kernels struggled to tie the game, but did tie the game in the 6th inning. Brad Kuhn led it off with a base hit against reliever David Shinsky. Kuhn then stole second, and Larry Infante followed with a base hit to left. Brad Kuhn held at third. The Kernels had runners at first and third, no one out, and scored to tie the game on an errant pickoff throw by David Shinsky off the glove of first baseman Henry Sanchez. Kuhn scored from third to tie the game at 1. On that wild throw, Larry Infante went to second. The Kernels had the go-ahead run at second with nobody out in the 6th inning, but David Shinsky got Hanley Stacia, Mark Trumbo, and Dallas Morris to prevent the Kernels from taking the lead. Kernels had another chance to take the lead in the 7th inning. A 2-out double by Travis Schlichting. Brett Martinez walked, but Brad Kuhn bounced out to third to end that inning. Kernels had another terrific chance to take the lead in the 8th inning. Hanley Stacia with a 1-out double, but he was stranded at third as Jose Lugo got both Mark Trumbo and Dallas Morris in key situations. And the game really hinged in the 9th inning, or it was decided in the 9th inning, and momentum was the deciding factor. The Kernels, with 1 out in a 1-1 game, got a base hit from Warner Madrigal. Flint Whipke came on to pinch run for Warner. Travis Schlichting then singled into left field, sending the pinch runner Whipke to second base. With runners at first and second and 1 out in a 1-1 game, Brett Martinez hit a sure double play ball to shortstop, but Steve Tolleson booted it, and everybody was safe. The Kernels had the bases loaded with 1 out in a 1-1 game. Brad Kuhn fell in the hole 1 and 2 with the infield in. He put the ball in play off Yohan Pino, bounced one to second. Drew Thompson threw home to force the pinch runner, Flint Whipke, and the bases remained loaded with 2 out. Larry Infante then bounced out to first, and you could see the momentum shifting on that lost opportunity in the top of the 9th inning. In the bottom of the 9th, everything looked golden as Ryan Aldridge got the first 2 Beloit hitters, but Henry Sanchez belted a home run over the 380 mark in center, his second home run in as many games to give Beloit a dramatic 2-1 victory here tonight. Final line score for Beloit: 2 runs, 4 hits, 3 errors. They stranded 4. The Kernels 1 run, 7 hits, 1 error. We left 10. The winning pitcher was Yohan Pino. He's 1-0. The loser, Ryan Aldridge, 0-1. No attendance announced. A game time of 2 hours and 32 minutes. We'll be back in a moment with our PRC Kernel Play of the Game. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Next up, a musical taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a new spin on an old vibe. From me to you, a tasty sip of Dr. Pepper for your ears. And it starts like this.
I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper?
Now that's cool, but pepper is a little better. So let's slide in a taste of this.
I'm a pepper,
right on. But there's still more to it. I mean, there's nothing like it, because every sip is a kick and mashup of 23 different flavors. So for the true taste of Dr. Pepper, we dial it up even more. You know it. With 23 flavors mixed into one bold taste, every sip is a cool mix of music to your mouth. Dr. Pepper, there's more to it.
Your home is a place for savoring all the good things in life. It's a place for celebrations. It's a place where memories are created. To make sure your home is properly insured, visit Sheets Forest Draper in Marion, your professional Pekin insurance agency. Sheets Forest Draper will give you all important details about homeowners insurance with complete coverages and surprisingly affordable rates. Visit Sheets Forest Draper in Marion for homeowners insurance for your well-lived and well-loved home.
John Rogers reporting back from Pullman Field, where this evening it was the Beloit Snappers capitalizing on some left Kernel base runners. We left 10 men on, couldn't take advantage of 3 Beloit errors, and the Snappers get a 2-out solo home run from Henry Sanchez and win it 2-1. We do have an attendance that has been passed along in this 2-hour and 32-minute game. 255 brave the frigid cold and the uncomfortable conditions to see their Snappers make it 2 straight over the Kernels. We gave you the wonderful news from PRC earlier this evening. PRC proud to support the communities where their employees live and work, and this season PRC's Community Care will be bringing food home to our community every time the Kernels belt a home run. $25 every time a Kernel hits a home run this season from PRC's Community Care will go to the Haycap Food Reservoir. And that's something that PRC is proud to support, home runs for the hungry. PRC also sponsors our Kernel Play of the Game. PRC has a job that you'll love. Competitive pay, flexible schedule, medical, dental, vision, and pet insurance, of all things. PRC will provide you with life insurance, a 401k retirement savings plan, paid training. A job at PRC is a job you'll love. To learn more and check out the job opportunities, visit www.prcnet.com. That's www.prcnet.com. Our PRC Kernel Play of the Game, the Snappers put their leadoff man aboard, Dwayne White, to open up the 7th inning in a 1-1 game. And with Dwayne White at first base, here is our PRC Kernel Play of the Game.
Last year in his closer role with the Owls. Swing and a miss, runner going, throw to second, and runner out at second base. Brett Martinez nails his second runner of this series. Dwayne White was tagged by the second baseman Larry Infante.
Well, I'm not sure if you could hear that. We're still working on trying to get that MP3 player to do what it's supposed to do, and I'm afraid I made just one faulty adjustment tonight, but I think we'll have it for you on our third try tomorrow afternoon here. I think I finally know which knob to bring down and which to bring up for a rendering of the PRC play of the game, but I don't think you could hear it, but it was Brett Martinez gunning out Dwayne White, trying to steal second in the 7th inning. Martinez would then throw Steve Tolleson out in a similar fashion, trying to steal second. Brett Martinez has thrown out 3 would-be Beloit base-stealing attempts in this series, and that's why we highlighted his peg to second to get Dwayne White as our PRC play of the game here tonight. We'll take one final break here on the Colonel Curtain Call and have a final word for you from Beloit, where the Snappers got a home run with 2 out in the bottom of the 9th to turn back the Kernels 2-1. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Paying you to come to the ballpark every Wednesday this season. You heard right. Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to Veterans Memorial Stadium every Wednesday this season. The first 750 new Colonel fans to enter the gates before Wednesday's home game will receive an envelope full of money inside from Fairfax State Savings Bank. Each of those 750 envelopes will contain a greenback up to a $100 bill. Fairfax State Savings Bank, free money Wednesdays. Come early to line your pocket with cash.
There's a lot you can do to satisfy your taste for Italian. You can marry one. You can drive one. Or you can go to Zio Giano's and feast on Zio's homemade bread, pizzas, and pasta, authentically prepared to Zio Giano's famous Italian style. Zio Giano's for the hometown taste of Italy. Come to Zio Giano's, the pasta makes you Zio. Come to Zio Giano's for real Italiano. Come to Zio Giano's, the pasta.
Jim Rogers back with you on the Colonel Curtain Call on the heels of a Snapper 2-1 victory, and in very tough conditions, both clubs to be commended for playing hard, and the Colonels did everything but win this one, leaving 10 men aboard and out-hitting the Snappers 7-4. Great starting pitching from Nick Adenhart and terrific relief from Kevin Lynch. A 2-out home run by Henry Sanchez wins it for Beloit in the bottom of the 9th inning. Now, tomorrow evening on the Colonel Radio Network, actually tomorrow afternoon, we'll be in the zone, 1600 a.m., a 340 South Slope Communications triple play show time. 340, the South Slope Communications triple play show time tomorrow here from Pullman Field. It was Beloit 2 and the Colonels 1. Thank you for being with us, and we'll look forward to Game 3 from Southern Wisconsin tomorrow afternoon, 3:40. John Rogers saying so long from Beloit, Wisconsin.
And you're listening to 1450 KMRY Cedar Rapids. 38 degrees here in Cedar Rapids. A little cooler over at Beloit, we hear. It's 20 minutes after 9. Let's go to Dallas for more timeless classics.